What's going on, Internet? The Black Ukage here, aka TBH. And to be honest, I'd like to welcome you guys back to the Gaming Illuminati podcast. We are the Enlightened Gamers, and you're now tuned in to episode 144. If you're watching the video version of the show at youtube.com/GI updates, know this show is available on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and all other major podcast platforms. Be sure to rate the show 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We need your 5-star rating so we can move up in that algorithm, which brings in new potential listeners and helps the show grow. Follow the podcast on social media as well. We drop daily content on our social media pages. We're available on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Our handle on every platform is at GI Updates. Now, without further ado, allow me to introduce you to my co-hosts. The first of which, he swore up and down in the group chat that he was cool playing Street Fighter 6 on the modern controls, looking like Majin Vegeta with that M on his head. But recently, he's caved and he switched to classic controls. UTX, I can't do a String of the Dawn. Say what up to the people.
Hey, man, I can't forget where I came from. I'm still modern mafia out here, but we have to go to classic just so you will shut up. I still owe you some smoke, bro. So we're gonna have to run that. We're gonna have to run that.
You care to elaborate why you owe me some smoke?
Oh, because you beat me 5 times in a row.
I thought it was 7, but okay.
No, you just adding numbers. You said 6, 7, it was 5.
Whatever. As long as you acknowledge you got your scalp pushed back. Anyways, my second co-host spends far too much of his free time sending me funny dog TikToks instead of helping rebuild Detroit and helping all the stray dogs in his city. Ethos, say what up to the people.
What? Ethos you be doing?
Okay. Say you don't, nigga.
No,
say you don't.
No, he sent me. No, he's lying. He sent it to me. He knows, like, years ago, there was this funny meme that I forgot which one of us found.
It's not a TikTok, it's a YouTube video. The one
where you're
kidding me.
Bacon. The bacon meme. And ever since then, we just find these, like, funny memes of people that are, like, voice-overing their dogs, and it's just, they make them sound ridiculous. So, yeah, no, they're great. I already saved Detroit stray dogs. I already saved one. I got to save another one apparently. So I'm good. I've done my due diligence.
Let me in. I know you're wrestling.
Really? Did you see the one when they left him? He left him at home, and he was like.
Yeah. Like that whole voice he does, that whole voice is funny. I don't know how he gets that dog to like talk on commands to get voice over. That shit is funny, man. Before we get into the show, friendly reminder, join our Discord at discord.gg/GI updates. It's totally free. Link in the description box below if you're watching the video version. And big shout out to all our Discord members. One of the perks is you actually can get a shout out on the next podcast if you actually join and become a premium member of the Discord. But no, it is free. We also do things like monthly giveaways. We just gave a copy away of what did we give away? My fucking brain is fried.
Final Fantasy 16.
There we go. Final Fantasy 16.
I don't know what we're doing this month.
It's been a long month. I'm sorry. We do consultations for content creators and we do watch parties and a bunch of other stuff. So join the Discord at discord.gg/GI updates. If you're watching the video version, link will be in the description box below. Now, before we get into the show, freebies for the month of July 2023. On PlayStation, you can get a copy of Call of Duty Cold War. You can get Alan Wake Remastered, which, fun fact, right before the show started, I actually booted up my PlayStation because I didn't know that to download it. Well, I didn't download it. I just claimed it because you don't have to play it right now, but just claim it on your account and you can play it whenever because I never played it. And then this game called Ending Extinction is Forever. I don't know what that is. On Xbox, you get Darkwood. Pause. And then you also get When the Past Was Around. What's Darkwood doing for you, JJ? You want some Darkwood?
Nah, bruh. Just what? we just want Christian Wood on the heat. That's it.
Oh,
no dark wood. Just Christian Wood.
Oh shit. All right, so let's get to the leading conversation. So since the last podcast, Diablo 4 has launched. It is the new dungeon crawler from Activision Blizzard, which we'll be talking about a lot later in the show as well. Available on every major platform. Surprisingly, this game, I would go as far as to say I'd say it's gone mainstream. I feel like the first 3 games have always kind of been like a hardcore thing, but like people that I would never think I would see talking about Diablo or talking about Diablo 4, what world tier they're on, they're playing the game. There's a lot of excitement around this game. It's brought in a lot of new players, but unfortunately, the only person who's really gotten some extensive time with the game is JG, so he's gonna have to carry this conversation because I only managed to get past the tutorial because I've been out of the country. I was shooting a show, then I came home, I got sick, and then I got addicted to Street Fighter 6 once again once I got back. So JG, and oh yeah, Ethos don't play no game. But JG, what do you think of Diablo 4, the good, bad, and the ugly?
What does Skip say? It's my turn. Yeah,
You
baby,
said it
we out
was.
here. I have played the most games. I have played the most games in this pod since my man's been away. He knows you failed me, brother. It's supposed to be you and me getting on this guy for being away so he play any games. But anyways, so Diablo 4, like TBH said, multiple people in GI. I feel like this is the same thing that happened with Elden Ring and even Wolong to some extent. Like a lot of people who would normally not play it ended up playing it. Nomad said that he's been playing Diablo for a while. He's actually the biggest
he's played no Street Fighter. That's how I know he likes this game.
I know. Yeah. Bro, when it comes to any game that you grind and get loot, he is like just a headstrong. He is tunnel vision with it. Yeah, my man has not been playing Street Fighter at all.
You know who's not
like
going
I'm trying to
win
on Evo. Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, so it's crazy. So No Man's been playing it. Ace low key, he said he played Diablo 3, so he got into Diablo 4. Flock is freaking playing Diablo 4. I'm playing Diablo 4. So like when Flock got on, I was like, all right, something's really going on. Like I really did not expect him to play it out of all people. But Diablo 4, I don't know why it's gotten so many people hooked because it's not like it was a drought. Like I know generally during the summer, like it's a rarity of AAA games coming out, but you literally have Final Fantasy 16 and Street Fighter that all came out, so it's not like there weren't things to play. But I think I don't know if
also,
there
can I add,
influence it. I really can't explain it.
Also,
that,
can
like,
I add?
got people excited.
There's also not much like different between this. Like, there's like on the deeper level, the RPG elements, sure, but like it's similar to 2 and 3. So that's what I guess I'm confused about. Like, it became so popular. Maybe it's just like right time, right place.
Yeah, maybe. But like I said, like for the old people, they like recognize the classes. It's not, too much different in like play styles and things that you do. So like I said, I really don't know what the appeal is. If anybody knows, if you're listening to this podcast, you let me know like what truly got people interested. Besides like me, I got interested because I played the beta. I was like, okay, the beta's there. Let me just try it out. And for some reason, I was like, you know what? Like this isn't so bad because I'm not a dungeon crawler fan. I've really never been, especially not a looter fan. Like I don't typically like games where you can grind, but this game, it's just super fun, just going through dungeons, just trying your best to survive, trying to get the OP items, trying to, constantly go through the hell times in the dungeons, getting the unique items. It's super fun, but most importantly, the story was actually pretty good. And again, I'm not the expert on Diablo stories. I don't know how deep that they get in terms of lore, but like the cutscenes were super dope. There were actually characters that you could get into and form a bond, a relationship with. So like there's actually some depth in the story as well. I was not expecting that when I was playing this game. I just thought that this game would be something that you just run through, destroy dungeons, do the co-op thing with your friends, get in, get out, level up as high as you can, and then be done with it. But like you literally have people like Nomad, he's an exception. He got his character up to like level 90 right now. So like he's freaking sweating it out. But Beezy freaking got like 3 characters right now, and like all of them are like close to like level 80. I'm like, bro, you are a super sweat. Ace made like 3 characters. Flock made like 3 characters. I'm like, you all are like going crazy right now. So it's something about just making different classes and just leveling them up, power leveling, as they say when you make a new character. So like just everything about this game is super dope. The class system is super dope, the ability system, and then once you get to level 50, then you go to the Paragon system, and it just keeps going up and up and up. So I don't know, like I think that Blizzard just has the formula and like getting people hooked with the idea of leveling up and getting the most rare items that you can for your specific characters. I think that's probably just the main appeal for it. And now we have season 1 that's coming up on July 20th as well. So it's literally about to start over.
What's different in the season?
So when season 1 comes around, you can't level up the previous character that you had anymore. You can still get items and stuff, but you can't level up your character anymore. You're basically forced to start over in a sense. So you got to make another class and then go through the same process.
So should I just wait till season 1 to start playing for real?
If you're gonna really grind, then yeah. Like if you're just gonna go through the story, like you need to go through the story. Like you absolutely need to. So for you, just go through the story at least, but don't focus on like doing the higher level dungeons. Like don't worry about trying to get your character past level 50 because it's really gonna be no point once a new season starts. But once a new season starts, then you can continue grinding along. So but do the story. So that shouldn't matter. So I will play it and do the story at least.
The only thing
I didn't know that.
The only thing I could think of is maybe the game just feels much more optimized and streamlined compared to the previous ones. Because like I had Diablo 3 on the Switch and like it was okay, but it did feel like a little bit weird. But one of the things I keep hearing people say like in my chat is it really feels good on controller. I think they really took the time to try to appease the console audience because this has always been like a PC game. And I think maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just streamlined a little bit better so that everybody can enjoy it versus just kind of the neckbeard crowd.
Okay, yeah, I think that makes sense because the BZ plays on console, Flock plays on console, Ace plays on console, Prop plays on console. There's a lot of people that are playing on console. So yeah, I guess you're right. Like I think that may be the appeal. Maybe it's just more of a PC thing. Like it just felt better with the keyboard and mouse back then. And then also with Diablo 3, a lot of people were saying that the servers were really bad. And I think that finally they took the time to make sure that these servers were better optimized because I know like first day it was pretty crazy, but I think the stress tests, aka the slam, the extensive tests that they did before the game actually launched did help because it really wasn't that bad. After the first day, it really wasn't that bad to get in queue and get into the game. And I haven't had any issues. I haven't gotten kicked out or anything like that since I've been playing. So it's been pretty smooth on that end as well.
I know you haven't gotten a chance to really dive into it like that either, but do you have any input, any insight on Diablo, any thoughts on it?
I don't really feel like I should speak on things that I haven't played, unlike, a lot of people on the internet. So
whoa.
I'm just,
I'm not
gonna really input that much. I do have a friend who has played it. They beat it. They're like a hardcore player, kind of like Nomad. They play a lot. He had a criticism. I don't know. I guess I'm curious because I'm your guys' perspective as being more casual at it. He had a criticism where he said he felt like the game was really good up until you get to the end game, and he felt like too much of the game became too like procedural. Like too much of it was like the samey. Like dungeons became like looked the same. It was like same tile sets. Like, have you guys felt that at all, or do you feel like that's not really a big thing with respect to you? Okay.
Yeah,
so
I haven't played.
Okay.
I haven't really gotten into the end game stuff. Like I ran a little bit with Nomad and BZ yesterday because like I literally beat the game like a few days ago. So then I unlocked the higher tiers. You unlock tier 3 and tier 4 once you beat the main story and get to level 50. So I haven't really gotten into the thick of things yet. So I won't be able to give you a proper answer on that as well. But I'm sure it probably is some, just you'll see the same thing over and over, at one point once you continue to run through dungeons and hell tides and that type of stuff. So, but the hardcore people, they don't really care because at the end of the day, you're running the dungeons and hell tides over and over and over so you can get your unique items and continue to level up. So I didn't really think that would be a criticism that people would have.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious. So maybe there'll be a topic next time.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think next podcast maybe we can talk on it a little bit more because I plan this week to actually start grinding it just because what's the name? I kind of got caught up playing Final Fantasy and a lot of Street Fighter and just only so much damn time in the day. But I found, and we're gonna get into the Final Fantasy 16 conversation. I was like, I think I'm gonna stop streaming this game and just stream the grind for Diablo because it's just not a fun game to stream in my opinion. Which doesn't mean it's a bad game.
Diablo or
no, Final Fantasy 16.
Oh,
that's what I was streaming. I got like 5 hours on it. What's the name? So yeah, we're gonna move over and we're gonna talk about Final Fantasy 16. This is the latest, obviously, adventure from Square Enix. Has this like medieval take on it. Honestly, like the story is like Naruto meets Game of Thrones. It's more action based because the director of the game is actually one of the directors from Devil May Cry. And it's kind of got the internet split. A lot of people prefer the action, but a lot of people also prefer kind of the traditional turn-based RPG. I wanna hear your take on this, Jay. I want to hear what you got to say about Final Fantasy 16 before I start talking about it.
I mean, I love the combat. Like, I don't think that there's anything bad to say about the combat. I feel like they definitely stepped it up a bunch from, the little slice that we got from the Final Fantasy 7 remake. I like that they, did end up going full action, but still, you have the ability to whip out some moves and get some crazy combos in. And then of course, as you get more abilities and stuff, then you can really do some really intricate combos with it. So again, like, let me just preface it. Anybody, if you like Devil May Cry, like outside of the story, which I'll get to in a second, I think you'll love Final Fantasy 16 because it's you can see the Devil May Cry all over the Final Fantasy 16 combat. The story, initially I wasn't into it. Like I said, I'm not really a medieval type of fan. Like I didn't like Game of Thrones. I know so many people were just all over Game of Thrones, but I'm not the medieval type of fan. But the ending, once you get through the prologue.
Oh, you beat it already?
No, I haven't beat it. I'm just saying, like, literally in the beginning. Once you get past the prologue of which is the first 2 hours of the demo. And again, if you're on the fence, play the demo because it's 2 hours, so you get a small slice of what's going on. But at the end of that prologue, I was like, oh my god, like I felt a super strong emotional response to what happened. And like I said, I'm not gonna spoil it, but the demo's been out for a while, so whatever. But once that happened, I was like, okay, like I'm into the story now. Like I understand it. It is a typical, like, I need to get revenge type of story, but there are some twists once you get a little bit further that you start figuring out what's going on, and that's what ended up keeping me hooked. I don't necessarily like the environment and all the medieval stuff going on. You're branded, so you have a certain connotation on you, so that's like your thing is you're progressing through the story, and that determines how people will treat you as you interact with them. You go to different towns and stuff. That's whatever, and that has a whole little sub meaning to it with being a branded. But I think I like the story enough from what they ended on the prologue to continue playing. It's not the best Final Fantasy story that I've ever played, but it's decent enough to keep me interested. And like I said, the combat is really the bread and butter that keeps me into it, because the combat is amazing. Like I said, I have really nothing bad to say about the combat and everything along those lines associated with that.
All right, so I got mostly positive things to say about the game. Funny enough, even though the director on this game comes from Devil May Cry, I'd argue this plays more like a Platinum Games game, specifically like Bayonetta. I love anything, and what was it, Nier Automata? Anything with a perfect dodge in it, love it. What I also love about the combat that keeps you engaged is just like that simple little system where when you're doing a combo, you can continue the combo by tapping the triangle button and throwing in like a fireball to get that bonus damage in there. So there's like a timing to it. I like that little skill element to it. I don't mind the medieval stuff. I'm cool with it. I like the art style. I'm enjoying the story, and I'm enjoying the level design. I like that this game is more linear. I'm getting sick and tired of exploring all these big ass open worlds. There is some exploration in the game, and I would say it's just enough to where if you look, you can find some treasure chests with some extra gear in there. But like it's you got to try to get lost in this game, I would say. So I enjoy that it's actually a little bit more linear. Like I said, I'm enjoying the story. The only thing that I'm on the fence about is I'm not enjoying how the story is told. Bruh, this is why I said I was like, I'm probably going to put it down in terms of streaming. It doesn't mean I don't like it. It just means it's not a good game to stream in a sense that like, I got to put the controller down for like 10 minutes at a time. And I'm just like, God damn, when do I play the fucking game? And like, I don't want to hear, and I could already see it too. There's going to be people in the comment section be like, oh, you don't have the attention span. No. The reason why I enjoy BioWare games is because, I mean, the cutscenes are long in Mass Effect 2. The difference is it's still a video game. I get to pick and choose what I want to do, and it affects the story. And this shit, it becomes a straight up movie. And some of it is very entertaining. There's some really oh shit moments, like, okay. And then there's other moments where it's just like boring ass dialogue, and these cutscenes go for 5-10 minutes to the point where I was just like joking. I was like, all right, well, let me just put the controller down to the point. And then it also, I feel like it affects the gameplay, because like you put the controller down for such long period of time. I feel like I got to constantly get back into a rhythm of gameplay, if that makes sense. Like I feel like I'm a little bit off once I get into like the combat. So like that's like my main critique, is I just feel like the cutscenes are too damn long and there's not enough interaction in it. But overall, I would say it's a good game. I see a lot of people say game of the year. I don't know. I got to see how this story plays out. Based off of how long them damn cutscenes are, that alone, it can't be my game of the year. It would be in the conversation, but you got to play it to understand it. I'm just like, God damn, I got to put my controller down again.
I mean, I understand your criticism, but that's always been what Final Fantasy has been. Like, Final Fantasy has always been just super long cutscenes. The same thing with Metal Gear. It's even the same thing with Yakuza. Are you? Am I like?
Did you play the 7 remake? The pacing on that was fine. What are you talking about?
7 had some long cutscenes too.
It did, but it wasn't the whole game, is what I'm saying though.
Again, I haven't played 16, so I can't tell if there's any truth to how long these cutscenes are. But
I didn't think they were super long compared to Final Fantasy VII remake. Honestly, like, I get your criticism as far as streaming, and I think that's what you're really focusing on. If you have to take an insane amount of time,
even off stream,
the game,
off stream, I want to play. I want to play a game. I want to play a game, even off stream. I'm just
I get it. I get it. Well, I say you're not wrong, but like I said, on the flip side, like, I'm used to it because that's what Final Fantasy has always been. Like, there are just those games that just have super heavy dialogue driven, scenes, and then you'll get into the action for a little bit, and then it's rinse and repeat, and you'll get to a very long cutscene. Like, I was, people saying the same thing when I was streaming. They were like, "Damn, this cutscene was long." I was like, "Yeah, it was."
You know what it is? Why the pacing feels off? I think maybe because the gameplay segments feel too short compared to the cutscenes. If the gameplay segments were just as long, like, I feel like they end really quickly. I feel like I was running through levels and boss fights. Because, like, I don't know, if you've played DMC or if you've played a Platinum Games before, like, I feel like the game's pretty easy. I don't know. How do you feel about that, Jay?
I mean, it can be like, you really get into the hardcore parts when you're trying to get an S ranking on everything. But yeah, no, I feel like it's Devil May Cry games have been.
You trying to get an S ranking?
Pretty easy. I don't want a D ranking.
What?
I don't want the D, bro.
Give me the D.
I knew it. Somebody
check this man's trophies.
Come on, man. What's the setup, bro? What's the setup? But
I'll tell you, my brain's fried.
But I get it, though. I mean, and you forgot the most important thing about this game. There's an easy mode.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's like certain items you can equip, and it basically plays the game for you. And I seen somebody on Twitter complaining the game's too easy, but then people were like, "You have the auto combos on. Like, what are you complaining about, man?"
Yeah, you can auto combo, you can auto dodge, you can auto heal. So those are things that you get like from the very beginning. So if you have those equipped, you are playing the game on easy mode.
Which is wild in itself, because if you do have that stuff equipped and then on top of that you got long cutscenes, the game is straight up a movie. Like, why are you playing it?
Maybe they do want it to be a movie.
It could be old.
Interact the movie.
It could be old.
Why haven't you played this, Ethos?
So I was under the assumption that I would be getting a key from
the
place. Yeah, and I never got it, and I was like, maybe I'll just wait a little bit. Then that became 3 days, then that became a week, and I was like, okay, maybe it'll happen. And Sig was like, just hold on, maybe it'll happen. And there was no update on my application.
So you need free stuff to enjoy it.
Absolutely. Look, it is a console game.
Didn't you get a free Last of Us backpack when the show came out?
Yeah, but they didn't give me the game.
That's because you already played it. That's why.
I already played it. I mean, they could have given us Last of Us 1, at least, the remake, the remaster of it. I want to play. I said last year that it was my most anticipated game last year, so I definitely plan on playing it. But I don't know. I kind of feel like after the game came out and people were like giving their impressions on the game, and I started listening to what people were saying, I still think it's a game I'm gonna love and probably one of my favorite games this year. But then like things like where the performance was happening and people's PS5s were overheating and stuff like that, I kind of was like, maybe I'll wait until the alleged PC version that doesn't exist will inevitably appear on Steam probably like in a year from now, and maybe play it better on Steam.
You didn't even let me get to that. Yeah,
I didn't even know that was
everything, bro.
I put it on the notes. Yes, like for those of you unaware.
My bad, OG.
Play Final Fantasy 16 at your own risk, because it's reportedly been crashing and overheating some people's PS5s, which is crazy in itself. I wonder, is that an optimization issue, or is this game really pushing the hardware to its limits?
I think it's pushing the hardware. From what I've seen some cutscenes and some of like the gameplay boss fights, and I was like, God damn! I was like, how is this PS5 not overheating to this?
I agree.
Crazy.
I think it's pushing the hardware too, because there's a lot of particle effects in this game, which is funny in itself, because like I've seen this argument. I was tweeting about like people who think like the 2K community still calls PS4, Xbox One current gen, and I was like, that's last gen. Those are 10-year-old consoles. And like people were like replying to me saying like, oh, you game with your pinky up.
Technically, they are retro consoles. They're technically retro consoles. They're technically retro consoles.
You just pissed somebody off right now.
I'm just saying.
You're not wrong. 10 years is the retro threshold. You're not wrong.
If it's a 10-year-old console, it's retro. And then on top of that, I've constantly said that the PS3 and Xbox are now retro, like old classic consoles, and people are just, their minds just start to explode thinking about that. But yeah,
they say you weren't elitist because you said that.
Yeah, somebody was like, look at this guy. He's got his pinky up. You fucking bougie ass gamer. Like it was 2K. You know they're glue.
What is the excuse? Why? Like, okay.
Well, hold on. Here's the point I'm gonna get at. So then I also saw some comments on that post because this tweet went viral. It has like over 2,000 likes.
But you tweeted or
the one I tweeted? If you look, I had two tweets go viral this week for some reason. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Elon like boosted my account or something. I don't know. But I had some people also say that the reason they don't buy next gen consoles is because it's like I can play everything on my current. It can run it. They just don't want to put it. And I'm like, I think Final Fantasy 16 is pushing the PS5. I don't think you can put that on the 4, bro. Like I don't know what y'all talk. And also these consoles are stifling creativity. I hate to break it to you, but like when you have 10-year-old hardware and you want developers to make games for that, they have to develop with their arm tied behind their back, which means we're not going to get the best product on either platform. Just food for thought. But what you about to say, Jay?
No, I mean you hit the nail on the head with that one. That's, I mean, I didn't think that I don't think I had any problems when I was playing, but this is actually the first that I've heard of PS5 overheating. So I mean, if it's pushing the limits of the PS5, that's kind of crazy. But I was getting back to Ethos because Ethos been holding on for hope because I've heard multiple people say that they're going to wait for it to come on the PC. I was like, I'm not waiting, bro. I was like, I'm sorry.
It'll happen. They did the same thing. Remember 15? They said the same about 15. 15 was going to be exclusively on console. It never coming.
Wait, did you play 15 on PC?
No, I remember I
reviewed it. Hey, hold up. That shit blue screen my PC, dog.
I got a funny fact, right?
Square shit do not be optimized on PC. I would not run that risk. Fact.
Well, no, I play Remake. I didn't play Final Fantasy VII Remake. I never played it on console. I waited until it got on PC. I got a key for it, and then I played it on my Steam Deck and PC the entire the game on it. I'd never touched the console with 7, and it ran really well on. I heard it was trash when it first came out, but when I played it a year or two after it had been on PC, it was running perfectly fine. I don't know. I played 15 on I played was it Final Fantasy 15? I played that on PS4 like day one because we got a key for that. So and I reviewed it. But yeah, this game I think it is from a technical standpoint, I think it's definitely very pretty. It's definitely pushes the software. I don't think this is not a thing of the game's unoptimized. I know there was frame drops, but a lot of it, I looked at the game, I was like, visually, I think there's a reason why the PS5 struggles at some points to play this. I think it's just a very demanding game. It'll probably be demanding when it hits PC. I don't care what Yoshi P tells me. I know that shit's coming to PC. You can keep telling me play it on PS5 because we've got multiple quotes of you talking about this game years ago saying that, it was going to be on PC and that it was going to be on other platforms. So, I mean, you can't trick me. Yeah, I know. So Sony basically told you, shut up.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it is.
Yeah, you can't fool me. You fool me once with FF15. Not gonna fool me twice. So.
Either way, I think that this game will be nominated for Game of the Year.
Definitely, no doubt. Music,
despite my issues with it, it's going to get nominated.
It's going to get nomination for music. It'll probably get.
The music is fire. Yeah, you're actually right.
You're talking to a Final Fantasy 4. You're talking to a Final Fantasy 14 veteran. That's Soskin on the beat, bro. He makes some of the best music. Period. Of all video games, he literally makes some of the most fire music. So when he came, it was like I'm working on 16s. I was like, oh, this is going to sound immaculate, and it seems like everyone loves the soundtrack. So. I think it's going to get music nomination, maybe win that. From the sounds of what you're talking about, story, maybe not. I think this is going to be the tricky part. Do they classify this and they put it in the action category now, or they just say it's no longer an RPG, or do they put in the RPG nomination? And because it's still Final Fantasy, just more action.
It's still an RPG just because there's a big ass skill tree.
So just because of that, they're still gonna, even though this definitely seems like everyone's saying it feels less. I saw somebody with takes saying that God of War had more RPG elements in it than this game.
It is a diet RPG, but I would still say it's an RPG.
So you think it should be nominated as a best RPG instead of a best action game?
Yeah.
Okay, but do you think
it might mess around and win? I mean,
it could do both. Why not both
though?
But here's the thing. I think this is just my take. If they make Final Fantasy 16, if they nominate it for best RPG, I think it loses. I don't think it wins that category. I think if it puts it as best action, I think it wins it.
What else is nominated? What else is going to be nominated?
Me personally, what I think is going to get it
Redfall?
Oh god, it's going to be it's going to be the bare fucking RPG Baldur's Gate 3. I guarantee it. That one will win.
I don't know anything about that game. Like, what kind of game is that? People asking me I'm going to play it. I don't know what it is.
It's like BioWare did like one of the older ones back in the day. It's like an old school. It's like Mass Effect. It has turn-based stuff, but it's like a D&D, like actually as a video game where you get to customize your own character. You have a group of people, and it's like a massive like Witcher 3 massive RPG. You can make choices, dialogue choices, changes your story, roll dice for like different. You can sneak around. There's like thousands of different paths, all that sort of stuff. And it has 4-player co-op. So you can do this with 3 other friends all simultaneously at the same time and like run off in different parts of the world and do different quests and stuff. That's why it's like a lot of people are hyped for it.
Damn, so you said we got Final Fantasy 16, Baldur's Gate 3, Armored Core 6, Street Fighter 6, Diablo, Spider-Man, Starfield. So wait, do you guys feel like gaming is dead?
Oh.
It's still
I had to set the joke up, okay? So there was a tweet that was going viral that I responded to. My response went viral too. It's from some streamer. I guess her name is like Nadia. Elon's fucking For You page just be putting random shit on my damn
bullshit on.
Yeah, be putting and she tweeted, "Gaming is the most stale I've ever seen." So then I responded to it, and I was just like, "2023 is like one of the best years ever." And for the most part, people actually agreed with me. But I did see a handful of people say, "Well, like most of it is like sequels." Or what about people who like shooters? And like in my brain, I'm like, all right, I agree. There are a lot of sequels, but that doesn't take away from the fact that it's a good game. I mean, Jedi Survivor is fucking amazing. Who cares that it's a sequel? Like, I don't know. Do y'all feel like that's a fair sequels? I'm like, is the game good or not? That's all I care about.
Is the game good or not? I think that's all. And the problem is, a lot of people who are making these takes, they are just like who Nadia is. Like, she's just a Call of Duty Warzone player.
Yeah.
All she plays is that. Like, of course, if all you do is I play Warzone and that's my entire streaming personnel, like, yeah, like, of course, like, you're going to think things are boring, especially if the game starts to get boring or starts to suck. Like, you're just going to think, oh, it's just so stale right now. All I do is play Call of Duty. Well, no shit, Sherlock.
My issue is not even this take. My issue is when you try to interact with people like this, well, I'll be like, all right, well, what else are you into? Like, let me try to recommend you a game. And you'll say something like Baldur's Gate 3. Ooh, that's just stupid. Like, that's usually the response. I'm like, all right, bro.
You play Mario and Zelda.
Yeah, pretty much. Just say you're a fraud. Say you're a fraud.
You're just frauding. Yeah, you're not really gaming like that. You're just, you played one game casually, and whether like that's what got you popular for whatever reason, you play that one game. That's all you're a one-trick pony. Nothing wrong with that. That's what you are. You're a one-trick pony.
If you say sports games are stale or first-person shooters are stale, I would have let that slide. But say gaming is stale as a whole. Street Fighter 6 just broke records at EVO, which we're going to talk about. What are we talking about here?
I don't know what we're talking about. These people are insane.
I'm about to get pissed off because I'm seeing a trend here with like the types of people who have been saying this. We have Nadia who's saying this. We had I'm Davis was saying the same thing about gaming, and he's a 2K person, even though he doesn't really play it as much anymore. But that's where he comes from. I'm like, bro, all of y'all bigger content creators. Hold on.
Before you finish the thought, which by the way, when Davis tweeted that, I responded to him, and it was not hostile. And I said, because he said gaming is dead too, and I said, you're welcome to come on the show and debate it. He didn't respond. But hey, if y'all can get Davis on the show,
you tried.
Hold on. Yeah, I tried because this goes back to a lot of people will be like, "Yo, TBH, why don't you collab with people?" I reach out to people all the time. Niggas don't respond. I don't know why, but they don't respond. But tell them, hey, he's welcome on the show to talk to gaming, because really, it's not even on no hostile shit. Like we just like talking games. But go ahead, Jay. My bad.
Yeah. Go ahead and say your opinion. Like I said, we'll welcome anybody who has these trash ass takes. I'm about to go in. Like, hey, I'm about to go in. Talk to JG in the building. Like I'm about to curse people out. I was having this debate with Beezy, because Beezy came in and he was like, man, he was like, I think that this game was trash. I think that I was like, Beezy, I'm like, bro, you're playing Diablo 4 with me right now. This was a game that you already said that you had no clue, you had no interest in playing, but you're playing it, and now you're a sweat at it. I was like, it's okay if you don't like certain games, if that's not your thing, but like I've said years upon years back, go back in my earlier videos. I was like, stop saying that something is trash just because you don't like it, because that is not what the reality is. 2023 has been one of the best years in gaming, and we're not even done yet. 2022, I admit, and I said this last year, I was like, it wasn't the best year in video games. Yes, there were some things that came out. Yeah.
We disagree with you, but yeah, sure, go ahead.
My opinion, I said I didn't really like 2022, but 2023, we're out of the pandemic, right? So there's literally no excuses. All of the bangers that got delayed, they're here now, or they're about to come out. So you have a wide variety of games. It doesn't matter whether they're sequels or not. The point is they're anticipated. Like, people were anticipating Jedi Survivor. People were anticipating Street Fighter 6. People were anticipating Zelda. People are anticipating Spider-Man. There's a trend here. We're getting Mortal Kombat 1. We're getting Lies of P. Like, all of these games that have come out or are already out. We're getting Armored Core 6. Like, it seems like every single genre is being touched right now. And you cannot say that there's nothing to play, that gaming is stale. Like, I will say this, the shooter fans, the FPS fans, I'm sorry. It ain't nothing for y'all. I will say that.
I had this take on stream, and let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think, because like the chat agreed with me. It's single player games are on fire, and even some of the multiplayer like Street Fighter and Diablo and stuff like that. And I was saying, like, I have this theory that like motherfuckers that keep saying gaming is dead and they refuse to touch like a single player game. It's the equivalent to like niggas who don't read books. It's like they can't immerse themselves in a world where it requires imagination. So then they just be like, oh, this shit is dead. It's like, bro, you gotta open your mind to new things and new experiences if you want to. Otherwise, stop talking. I don't know. It could be a reach, but I'm just like, bro, I don't know. How you say gaming is dead? Motherfuckers is making Gundams and lowriders in Tears of the Kingdom. How are you talking about gaming?
Oh, they doing crazy stuff, man. Yeah, y'all going crazy. Yeah, like I remember when, I don't remember what year it was, maybe like 2017, 2018, but we were actually doing the pod, and there was a point when people were like saying that, hey, single player games are going to die because there were so many co-op games out there. Were so many multiplayer games. You had all these
Fortnite.
RPG, that was peak Fortnite. So you have all these battle royale games. They're like, oh, single player games are dead. Single player games are dead. Now look where we're at. I feel like it's a total 180. Now battle royale games are getting stale. Now y'all are getting butthurt. All the people that got popular from playing these battle royale games, now you're hurting because now there's nothing else for you to play. You're tired of playing the same thing over and over and over. You try to go to another battle royale. It's rinse and repeat, same old thing. You get bored of that. They're not giving you enough content. People are hacking, there's things wrong with the game, yada yada yada. So now you all are saying that gaming is stale because there are all these single player games and other types of multiplayer games that are out, and you just don't want to touch it. It's like you're a witch and you getting hit with some water or something. I don't want to touch it. Like, I don't know, people just acting weird about it. But it's like, bro, there's so many other things to play. Please just get out of your shell, because like I literally just mentioned, I had no interest in playing Diablo 4. I'm not a dungeon crawler looter type of person, but I got into the game. Just try it out. Maybe you'll like it. When these betas come out for some of these AAA games and indie games, just try it out. Maybe you'll end up enjoying it. Maybe you'll find something new that you never played before. Try to get your community to get into other things besides what you're known for. Get out of your box, get out of your freaking shell and play some other shit.
I think maybe one of the issues of why people don't try new games is it might be like a confidence thing. Like I realize this with my girl is like, she's like a super Call of Duty head, but freaking she's been going fucking crazy on Street Fighter 6. She loves it. And the reason is I sat down and I taught her how to play the game. As well as Apex. She told me Apex was trash when I first met her.
Good for her.
And I sat well, it is now, but at the time it wasn't. At the time, 2 years ago, it wasn't. I sat down and I explained to her how to play. Now she plays it all the fucking time. So I had said to her like literally like a week ago, I was like, I wonder how many people out there are like you, where it's like, it's not necessarily that you don't like the game. You just lack confidence in terms of the mechanics, and you need somebody to guide you. Because I had said to her, I was like, yo, she likes two games, Call of Duty and Luigi's Mansion. And I was like, yo, I don't know if you know, but I was like, Luigi's Mansion is a deep cut. That's kind of a hardcore game. There's Mario fans that haven't played Luigi's Mansion. So I was like, you like more games than you probably would think. You just maybe need somebody to guide you. So I wonder how many people are actually like that. Whereas like maybe you just need to expand your friend group to open your mind and help you actually walk into some of these games, because I don't know, single player games and multiplayer in terms of like the fighting community. You got Tekken coming, you got fucking Mortal Kombat in September. They eating. I don't know what y'all talking about. Gaming is dead, bruh. It's great right now.
All y'all gotta do is just go get yourself a Game Pass for a month, open the Game Pass, and then click that button that says let me pick a game for you. Let Game Pass, let Xbox hit the button that says we'll pick a game for you, and just let it auto randomize, pick a game, then just download it and play it. See if you play it for 15 minutes, see if you like it. If you like it, keep playing. If you don't, uninstall, try something different.
It's funny, we were talking about titles at the beginning of the podcast, and I think I got it now. Is gaming dead? That's gonna be the title of the podcast.
Oh, it's gaming stale.
It's gaming stale, and
have like some stale bread.
I'm gonna have a screenshot of that tweet. You gave me a perfect. You gave me a perfect segue into the next topic, because we were talking about Game Pass. The next game we're about to talk about is actually going to be available on Game Pass day one, and it's called Lies of Penis. Now, Lies of Penis.
Hey. I'm not about to let you continue, bro. Chill.
Lies of P is a brand new Soulsborne-like game. It's being compared a lot to not Dark Souls, but Bloodborne. I said it's like Bloodborne if the frame rate was at 60 frames, because this game was actually really optimized, at least the demo. A 2-hour demo is available. And the story you play is basically Pinocchio, but it's like a reimagining of it. And in this world, puppets, are considered like evil. And he's like killing like the evil puppets. I don't know. Geppetto's there to help you. The story was actually pretty interesting. I don't know how y'all feel with these Soulsborne games. Usually I'm like, whatever, but I was actually kind of sitting up. I was like, okay, they actually crafted a pretty interesting world and a reimagining of Pinocchio. I enjoyed this demo. It had me stressed out. I'm not gonna lie. This game is easy. This game is easy and it's hard. I ran through the worlds like it was nothing. But when I got to that the first boss was not hard. When I got to that lightning boss, I lost my shit.
Head off. Yeah, the lightning guy, I lost my shit. I turned the stream off. I was like, bro, this motherfucker's gonna make me say some gamer words. I was like,
it took me 2 hours to beat him. I ran through the demo like for an hour, and then that last 2 hours I was just fighting the boss. Because he had bullshit ass AoEs, and I think the problem is so the game wants you to parry, but the problem is the parry is very janky. Like the way I would describe it is it goes from animation 1 to animation 5, but there's no animation 2, 3, and 4. It's very janky, if that makes sense.
The window where you can parry seems very like quick.
It's very small. So it makes it way harder than what it needs to be.
Yeah, they just need to increase that parry window. I speak as a game dev with my own deflect mechanic. Let me tell you, it's a complicated mechanic to do, but when you do it right, it feels good. It feels good. Players can tell. So, like what you guys are saying, when everyone's complaining about how the deflect feels off, it's one of those things where it's like, so my dad says this all the time. It's just a great quote. He says, "I'm not a musician, but I know a bad note when I hear one." Mm-hmm. It's the same concept. Like, I don't need to be a musician who knows how to play the piano, but when I hear somebody playing piano, if I hear a bad note, you're like, that didn't sound right, or it doesn't feel right. It's the same idea. Yeah, it's a feeling thing. So
yeah, I would say if they fix that, this is gonna be a low key like dark horse of the year. And they've already they've seen the feedback, and they said they're going to try to fix the dodge and the parry mechanics. So that's really dope to see that they're gonna update it.
It's terrible.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't good.
It was like even Sekiro. I thought Sekiro's was like, man, it was worse than Sekiro's. I was like,
and then you can't roll if you're like locked on somebody.
Roll.
Like, it's a couple things that they have wrong.
It's so weird though, because like everything else I really liked about the game. I liked the story. I liked the environments. It was optimized. It's like if they clean those up, I'm like, oh, Game Pass has got another one. This is a day one play.
Was it Wulong, and now this one too? We don't talk about it. Right.
I'm glad you said that, because when I was complaining when I was playing the boss, there were people that were like, "Oh, just get good." I'm like, nah, this parry is off. And
they were right. The devs were like, yeah.
And and then I was like, an example I can give it. Somebody was like, well, how can you improve? I'm like, yo, we just had Wulong this year. The parry mechanic was fucking phenomenal in that game. So I never fully felt cheated, as well as in Sekiro. The parry mechanic was great. So like, don't tell me that you can't do it. Like, this one is it's janky. Take inspiration from where it works. That's all I'm saying.
And it's funny because Wulong got changed too, because I played the original demo, and
Wulong didn't feel good either. I remember.
It didn't feel good, and they updated it. So I hope that the devs end up doing the same thing. So like you said, they addressed it. They know that the dodging and parrying is whack. So hopefully we get a better product when September comes, because I'm gonna be playing it for sure.
Yeah, Bloodborne finally came to PC. It's just called Lies of Penis. That's all. What? All right. So, is this going to be the new GI game to like update the tier list? Like, who finishes this game?
Yeah, I think this one is going to be more fair because, like I said, Wulong ended up being too easy. You know, you can co-op it and stuff. So then I feel like there was a good representation.
There was some fraudulent activity on Wulong.
Somebody was getting carried in that game. Really.
There was some fraudulent activity. I didn't even beat it, so I don't know where the fuck I am at this point when it comes to.
And I solo for the most part. So
yeah,
I didn't even finish playing that game. So yeah.
Friggin' I'm excited to see how this one turns out. It's Game Pass, it's day one. Check out the demo. It's available on every major platform, including PC, and it's free. So there's something to play, and it's a meaty demo. It's 2 hours, maybe longer if you suck. Moving. Oh wait, by the way, is it true? My chat told me you actually rage quit the Liza P demo. Is that true, Ethos?
I told you I turned the stream off. I just said it.
Oh, I thought you beat it and then turned it off. I just assumed.
No. I got mad and I turned it off. I said, "Fuck this." I was like, "I'll beat it offline," and I played it off like the next day off by myself because I was really fucking mad. I was losing my shit because I used all the co-op things up. And so I had to solo it, and I was just losing my mind because of the damn AoE. So I would get him to the final phase, and he would do that stupid fucking AoE over and over again. He did 4 times a run. I quit. I was like, I'm not doing this.
I soloed the electric boss. You hear this, Jay? Not only does this motherfucker not play games, he don't even beat demos. What's going on?
I beat the demo. I beat it offline. Why don't
you demonstrate something you can do?
I'm not going to listen to someone who took 12, 17 hours to beat Melania. I'm not going to take this from you. We'll see when the full game drops. Okay, I'm gonna play it because it's on the Game Pass. You know, I gotta push that propaganda. So I will be playing it all the way through.
Did you see a goldfish beat Millennia on Twitch?
I did, and I've told people this before. Like certain people that still refuse to play Elden Ring. You guys can't even beat a boss that a goldfish can beat. You can get at least a phase 1. That's embarrassing. I would feel embarrassed. Yeah, I don't think it's excusable. I don't like to play hard guy. They're like, no, I think there's a skill issue now. Your goldfish has outskilled you. Yeah. Skill issue.
It's freaking crazy.
Melania has become a punching bag now. It's sad.
She's like a litmus test of like, are you a gamer? If you beat Melania, no, you're trash. You're worse than a goldfish.
It's like the new can your PC run Far Cry type shit.
Yeah.
You test of a gamer. Let's move on to the news side of the show. Since the last podcast, Xbox had their big showcase. Really, it was a Starfield showcase, but there were other things shown. I don't know if y'all want to talk about any of this. They showed off Avowed. That shit look ass to me. Did y'all care about that?
You said Avowed look ass?
I was like, ass?
Yeah, I guess I'm not a Skyrim fan. I don't like that shit. Like it's not my
It's the people that made you liked their last game.
The Outer Lands?
Yeah.
Okay.
What you like?
Nigga, I like space. I don't like this fucking
well, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I'm sorry to hear that. I thought it was cool. It was like The Outer Worlds meets Skyrim. And I was like, okay, that's cool.
I don't like Skyrim, so like that makes sense why I'm not interested in this.
All right.
This one might be a pass for me. So wait, you liked it, NJ?
I think it looked all right. I might try it out.
Yeah, I'll try it out.
Okay. I feel like this is a game where both of you will try it, but neither of you will beat it. But just a prediction.
I beat Outer Worlds, okay? Like, don't disrespect my historical record, okay?
I beat it too. I had one of the best playthroughs on the internet.
I used to play a lot of games. Oh, I know. Yeah, we know.
People were like, yo, you didn't meet this person, that person? I'm like, that was supposed to be my teammate. I killed him. Fuck him.
Killed everybody. This guy, bro. He's gonna massacre.
This game was getting a little bit of Clockwork Revolution. People were comparing it to Bioshock Infinite. Yeah, it did. It looked interesting, but I got to see more gameplay. Yeah, it looked okay.
Yeah, show me gameplay, but I was definitely like, okay, I'm looking forward to this.
They announced Fable, no gameplay, just kind of like a CG trailer.
That was gameplay.
Where?
I can go into this trailer. So everything they showed was not.
I know
CGI.
It was in engine, but was it gameplay?
There's actual gameplay in it. It's I can find it.
All right, well check it out, nigga. If you gotta fucking try this hard to find the gameplay, was it really there?
I'm getting the
There's Waldo ass nigga.
I'm getting the timestamp, so you can go to the timestamp.
I just gotta get the timestamp at 2 seconds.
At 1:36, 1:35, 36. That is actual gameplay.
1:35.
That's what on Twitter the devs and the community managers stated. That was
you said 1:35 to 1:36.
1:35. Sorry, 1:35. That segment of the character that's actually in game. That is actual gameplay. of the game.
Okay,
That whole thing where
whatever.
that's on him, jumps over the fire. Yeah, that's all gameplay.
why should I be excited though?
I'm not saying you get excited. I'm not telling you got to get excited about it. I'm just saying that there was gameplay involved. Not a lot of it. There was gameplay in it. I'm excited for it just
Technically.
well, actually, head ass. Exactly, there was gameplay in it. Okay, it was not a CGI trailer.
Whatever, dude.
But I am excited for Fable. I've waited a long time. I love
never played Fable. Never was into Fable. So
did you ever? You didn't ever play Fable 2?
No.
Fable 3 was kind of, but Fable 2 was heat.
I never played Fable either. I've always been told that like I would love the game, so like
you would 1,000% love it. You would 1,000% love Fable 2. I guarantee you. It's like a BioWare game. You make choices. You can kill civilians. You can walk into
Game Pass, right?
All the Fables are already on Game Pass.
Yeah, but
I'm
not going back and playing it. But yeah, I'll give this one a chance. Yeah.
I don't know if this new one's gonna be like the old ones, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. Some Forza. Anybody? Forza?
Y'all were into what? Ethos was into Forza.
No, I was into the other Forza Horizons. I like the Horizons.
What's the difference between this and the other one?
Horizons is more like a casual, like here's a cool big sandbox and do stuff. Motorsport is more like the realistic, run around a track type shit.
You heard it here first, folks. He doesn't beat games, he doesn't beat demos, and he admits to being a casual.
I play oh my lord.
What else we got here? Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think
skip.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't care.
You guys are excited about this Hellblade Senua's Saga? Like this trailer?
Yeah. Yes, sir. I need them to show more gameplay though. They kind of lacking on the gameplay of this.
Yeah, I'm ready because it was cool, seeing the cinematic. But yeah,
I'm like, bro, show me the damn gameplay, bro. I've seen this goddamn. I know the game's gonna look good. The performance is gonna be made like top tier. I already know all this from the first game. Just show me what you're changing in the gameplay.
South of Midnight. I don't know what this is. The art style looks cool, but I don't know what I'm looking at.
Right, it's in the deep South with a black woman. We must stand. That's it.
I don't know, man. We'll see.
I love the art style of it. I do love the art style. I'm kind of half joking, but I do love the art style of it.
Towerborn. Oh, this game looked interesting. 33 Immortals, a 33 player co-op. People were like, we should do something for like community night on Discord with that.
That sounds fun. Yeah,
that sounds fun. Yeah, that game looks fun.
Definitely look up this trailer if you haven't. Basically, it looks like what's that game? The roguelike game. Yeah, it looks like Hades, but it's like co-op with 33 people. That shit.
Yes.
This I want to play this because I feel like this will create some funny ass content. Like
somebody said that.
If there's 33 people, this game is probably hard as fuck. And all it takes is one or two people to fuck up, and next thing you know, the whole Discord is yelling at each other. 100%, I want to play it for the content. So I would say this one actually does look pretty cool.
It does.
Why the number 33 though? It's so random. Why not? 69?
That's how many people can play.
No, but why not 69?
I don't know. Get a bit of technical. They're like, oh, how many can we play the co-op? We got it to 33 without the game crashing. Okay, we'll just call it 33 Immortals.
I'm personally not excited about it, but I know a lot of people love this. The series City Skylines. They announced the second one.
Day one.
You like
you
can't even manage Detroit.
I don't manage Detroit yet. This is my practice.
Okay, I like that. Manifesting. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Mayor of Detroit. Whatever.
What's the name? I don't even remember what this is. Dungeons of Hindenburg? What the hell is this shit?
It was like you might like this type of game.
Oh yeah, I saw this. The gameplay looked cool, but why is it blurry? Was it the trailer or?
Maybe it's the art style. I don't know. It's very cell shaded. Are you talking about the cell shading?
Yeah, like it's got like a blurry look to it. I don't like, or maybe I'm just getting old and my eyes are going. I don't know. I need to put my glasses on.
I thought that God of War climbing simulator was really cool.
Oh, Just Stand is unique. Where you just go. It's basically Just Up. It's a polished version of Just Up.
Yeah, I'll try it though because Donod is working on it, which I was like, that's interesting. I wasn't gonna expect this from the people that made Life is Strange, but sure, I'll give it a shot.
And Vampire, very underrated.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you like that shit. I forgot.
By the way, did any of y'all play Just Up or Going Up, whatever the fuck that game is called? That Rage Bay game? Yeah, only Up.
No, I think only Siggy
played it. I think he beat it. Yeah,
I played it. That shit is ass. I don't get it.
Oh, you didn't beat it? Skill issue.
No. Well, first of all, I didn't die. I literally just turned the game off and refunded it. I was like, this shit is stupid.
Skill issue. Siggy beat it all. You couldn't beat it. Skill issue.
I'm prepared to die on that hill, bro. Fucking all these studios are going under every year. All these amazing games you niggas won't play, but then you want me to play this goofy ass shit, bro. I'm not playing that janky bullshit. I know you excited about this Naked Nigga Yakuza edition. Is this shit?
I have no words on this trailer, but I'm excited about the game.
What kind of game is this? This nigga's just naked. Like, what is it?
I mean,
he's in America now. He's in Miami.
I don't know how he ended up here. That's the whole thing. So
the last game, did it hint at this in the end? Like a Dragon, right? Did it hint at this? Like that he was going to end up in America? No. So no one knows. Gotcha.
Let's see, Metaphor. That was some bullshit ass JRPG.
Hold on! Don't say that. The Persona fans gonna get in your head.
Hey, bro, this game looks kind of gas, bro. Don't disrespect this game. This art style looks clean.
Don't say that. Hey, I
we was just talking about calling shit trash. We was just talking about this.
First of all, I didn't call it trash. I was just like, whatever.
No, you didn't say no whatever.
No, you didn't say it was whatever. You don't just try to fucking gaslight us in a second.
We heard you. Twitter words on the podcast now. Gaslight. Were you gonna say narcissist laid in decks? Like, what are you talking about? What's that?
If you want me to.
Gaslight girl boss. Like, freaking. Persona's not my cup of tea. Like, I like the music, but it's not. I just can't do these 100-hour RPGs anymore. Like, but hey, if you like it, Ethos, more power to you, man.
Shit, I don't know. I'll find out.
I don't know what kind of game this was. Kanuti Gami. Is this like an action game? Like
it's a Capcom game. So JG, that's your neck of the woods, right?
I know it's not.
They didn't give you Onimusha.
It's not Onimusha. I saw it. I was like, wait a minute.
I watched the trailer, and at the beginning, I was like, oh my god, I bet you JG's probably watching this, thinking it's Onimusha. Probably get it hyped.
I don't know exactly what's going on here, but I mean, it looks all right. Like I'll try it, but I didn't really understand what was going on from
definitely
the
an acid trip. Somebody definitely was high as hell. Like it was definitely a weird looking game, but I'm willing to try it.
Got Payday 3, in my opinion. What y'all think of Payday?
I think I only played the first one. Like I'm surprised it's still going, but
yeah, I played 2. It wasn't horde shooter and co-op games. Okay, it's alright.
Not really in the mood to rob banks. Let's see. Persona 3 Reloaded. What is this, like a remaster of Persona 3 or something?
It's a remake of Persona 3.
Okay.
Updated graphics. You said you don't care.
You guys y'all gonna cop that, right? In Persona 5 Tactica? Y'all gonna this
Oh yeah, that's a tactics game. I'm definitely playing that.
Okay. We got more Persona. And then Star Wars Outlaw was revealed at the Xbox Game Showcase, and then the gameplay was shown at the Ubisoft showcase, which we'll talk about later. What's the name? And then Still Wakes the Deep. I don't even remember what this game is. I'm about to play
horror game. They didn't show nothing. It was just like a horror first-person horror game.
And after that, new controller, new Xbox, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, let's talk about the actual meat and potatoes.
And Cyberpunk.
What do you have to say about Cyberpunk?
It looks amazing. I can't wait to play
it. just glazing CD Projekt.
Absolutely.
God damn, doing tricks on it, nigga.
Can't wait to see Pan Am again.
So like the meat and potatoes of this actual showcase is we finally got a major look at one of the biggest games of the year, Starfield from Bethesda. This is their new space
bug game.
This is their new space RPG that they've apparently been working on 20 years, like this game. It was a 45-minute presentation in it. We got to explore planets. They showed us customization on the weapons, the characters, your ship, a little bit of the dialogue, you literally got everything in this. The space fights and stuff like that. It was a lot to take in. So I gotta ask, Jay, what did you take from this? What did you like? What did you dislike?
I mean, I liked everything, and I didn't think that I would come in here to say that, but after watching this, I went from I'm slightly interested to I'm like all the way interested. And what they showed was pretty deep. Like the customization, I think I'm going to get like super overwhelmed. I think anybody is going to get super overwhelmed playing this game and like seeing the amount of customization you could do, not only with your ship, your actual area that you can make home, like all the planets that you can go to, how you can make your character, all the different paths that you can take, all the personality traits. Like they showed a lot. This game gets super freaking deep as far as the RPG elements. So I think I'm all in. The main thing is it's a game going to be optimized. because it's Bethesda. So I'm just going to hope and pray that we do not get another Cyberpunk situation, because even though Cyberpunk, CD Projekt Red even ended up fixing Cyberpunk, I just don't want it to initially launch as a bad game, because again, we're just not trying to go through that same situation with a highly anticipated game, as this, because a lot of people want to be disappointed, but I'm interested in it. I think that they showed more than enough from this showcase here that had me interested in it. But I pretty much liked everything that they showed.
Yeah, y'all know it's World War Bethesda over here for me, but I gotta keep it real. I am now looking forward to the game. They finally showed. I'm like, all right, this looks pretty fucking good. I think what impressed me most is the actual gun combat looks a lot better. I think I read somewhere that they brought in people from id Software, the people that worked on Doom. And
Microsoft, y'all not going Redfall.
yeah, and it shows in the game, because I don't know.
They call them in immediately. They say, "Yo, you better help these motherfuckers know how to shoot a gun."
I don't know if y'all remember when they first showed the gameplay 6 months ago. That gunplay looked janky, but this shit looks a lot smoother. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to play, and then it looks cool because it looks like there's options between the action and the stealth. And I'm generally interested in the story. First of all, I'm biased. I do love space stuff, but I'm generally interested in the story with this whole kind of space illuminaughty thing they got going on here, and kind of discovering what's going on. I feel like they're setting up some cool stuff for a potential series. I would imagine they want to turn it into, but I do agree with you, Jay. Once I got over the trailer, not the trailer, but the actual walkthrough, I was like, this looks amazing. But I was like, this is another 100-hour game, and I'm just like, I don't know. But if it's fun, the story is great, we're going to hang in there. We're going to try it. It really comes down to the optimization. I am worried that they said that console version is going to be locked at 30 frames. It makes me think that PC version isn't going to be optimized. And also, anytime, because there's some people, what's the issue? Anytime you lock a game at 30 frames, that means if it's not optimized, it's not going anywhere above 30, which, hang in there with me, guys. That means it's going to go drop to 20.
Down from here.
15. Yeah. So this is why it's important to shoot for 60 FPS for those of you who don't get it. That way, if it's running at 60 and the frame drops, it drops down to maybe 50 or 45, and it's still very much playable. That's what happened with Bayonetta 2 on the Wii U. For the most part, it did run at 60 frames, but there were times where it would drop down to 50 frames, but it wasn't god awful. But when a game is locked at 30 frames, on a current gen console that's supposed to be super powerful, it is still a red flag to me. So I don't know. We gonna see, but the game does look great. What about you, Ethos? How you feeling about this showcase?
Yeah, kind of was like JG. I was initially kind of interested into it just because of that, but I've already said my own piece about not trusting Todd Howard after Fallout 4. I wasn't a big fan of 4, so I kind of was like, he's gonna tell me sweet lies again. He'll say the game has all this cool stuff, and then it'll end up what you said, either launching buggy or being undercooked or something like that. But they showed a lot, more than I feel like they needed to. They showed a lot to be like, hey, when we told you we're working on something big here, we wanted to show you guys how big we're talking.
To me, that's a sign of confidence too.
It was a real sign of confidence how much they showed. They could have just shown some really controlled stuff, but they showed a lot, and it was a lot of explanation because it's a big game that lets you do a lot of stuff. And I think the point that I was like, oh no, please, I can't fall for this. I can't fall for this. But they got me was when they had the whole you can space piracy and you can rob people and steal. And then I saw that, I was
any ship, I think.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you got me. That and when you could customize the ship and they turn into a Gundam, I was like, yeah, you got
everybody.
Me. You got me. You fucking got me. I was like, damn it. I slammed my desk. I was like, damn it. I said I wouldn't fall for this shit, and they got the marketing got me. So I'm like what Jay said. I'm definitely excited to play it now, day one. It could definitely. I agree with you. There's definitely still some warning flags. That 60 FPS, the sponsorship with AMD. Not really happy about that. That has me concerned. Is this game not going to have DLSS day one? So if the game is unoptimized, usually that DLSS saves us. If that's not going to be there, we got NVIDIA cards. It's we're going to be shit out of luck. Is it going to run good on NVIDIA cards? Just there's a lot of questions right now from the performance standpoint. And as you know, Bethesda's track record with just any sort of game's performance has always been kind of not good. So we'll see what happens. But I will say I did move from a in the middle to now I'm interested in this game. This is definitely something where if this was exclusive on Xbox, I would have picked up an Xbox 4 after showing me that 100%.
Nah, gaming is stale.
System seller.
It would have been a system. Yeah. If this game was if Game Pass didn't exist and it wasn't available on PC, this definitely would have been a system seller for me. I would have definitely picked up a Series X or S after seeing that. So
System seller. We're not talking about Madden.
oh my god, I knew it.
You're right. I apologize.
They don't got
my man's had the jetpack though, and was like raining down on people. I was like, I was like, this looks good.
Reminds me of remember how Andromeda had that? Like the combat felt like that, like jetpacking and stuff like that, and shooting and stuff like that. Yeah, so that has me pretty excited.
And that's just what they showed us. They had a big ass skill tree. I'm pretty sure there's lots of cool shit that we're not even aware of.
Man, it's 100 hours of shit we're gonna have to play. I'm old.
I'm still worried too that some of them planets are gonna be really empty. Like,
oh, I probably will. I just had my expectation that there's gonna be barren worlds. It's just gonna happen.
What I was saying is, like, even if it's barren, even if, like, I feel like every planet should have at least 1 or 2 things on it, and then some planets can have more. And like an example I always use is with the Mass Effect thing. Like, for those who played the original trilogy, a lot of people don't know, like, they can set up a lot of cool lore. A lot of people don't know that Cerberus originally appeared in the first game as a side mission on one of the planets, and you just had to roam around. They could do cool stuff like that, or that establishes like the lore of the world, and then further expand it in like in other games. But like, if there's like 1,000 planets and 800 of them and 99 of them have nothing on them, to me that's gonna drop it a few points for me. I'm just like, come on, bro, like, what are we doing here? But overall,
because at that point you're just giving a lot of fluff, but it did look good though. It looked good.
Yeah, it looked good.
We gonna clout y'all up. You know, it's World War Bethesda, but we gonna clout y'all up when y'all need it. We gonna clout y'all up for now. It's looking good. It's looking good.
It looked good.
It's looking so good, actually, that did you know there's actually a petition on change.org to make Starfield a PS5 exclusive? Would you guys like me to read this?
Go for it.
There's over 3,000 signatures on this foolishness. It says, for over a decade, Bethesda games have been released on PlayStation. They perform better on PlayStation, they run better, and they sell better. Xbox, and especially Phil Spencer, have no business taking them away. First, Xbox exclusivity would not only hurt PlayStation, but also the player base. When a major game like Starfield is only available on Xbox, it limits the player count of the game, and it stifles the amount of players PlayStation has. This means that now Microsoft can charge higher prices because they don't have competition and take away players from Sony. We cannot allow this. Second, Xbox and its 12 dedicated players do not deserve Starfield or any exclusivity. Not only are they arrogant and annoying, that's wild. A Sony pony is calling an Xbox fanboy arrogant. That's wild. Not only are they arrogant and annoying, but since the showcase, they have been irritating. They keep sharing Starfield news telling us get an Xbox. Like if they didn't complain about Spider-Man or Ghost of Tsushima or any other PlayStation titles themselves. Third, exclusivity is not good for Starfield itself. The matter is simple. If it releases on Xbox, it's a bad game. Go look at Redfall or Halo Infinite as an example. If it releases on PlayStation, there's a 90% chance that it's a good game. There's no other way around it. Anyone who says otherwise is deceiving you and is the reason the gaming industry has such low standards today. Unless you want to see Starfield fail, you need to have it on PlayStation. The 30 FPS lock is just the tip of the iceberg. Switch the roles here. If PlayStation had it as an exclusive, do you honestly believe they would allow it to run so poorly on the console? No. They would shame Todd Howard into properly optimizing it. Wasn't Fallout 4 on PlayStation?
Yes, it was.
What is this nigga talking about? Anyways, not only software related, but hardware as well. While it could run at 60 FPS on the Series X, Microsoft has to allow it to run that poorly thanks to its inferior Series S, which they must keep support for, as the small Xbox player base is known to have very little money for gaming. You get the point. I ain't reading all this fucking shit, bro.
You got a lot, bro.
I had enough. How we feeling about this making a PS5 exclusive, Jay?
I mean, that's crazy because like he gave all these reasons, right? But at the end of the day, they wanted to be a PS5 exclusive. Like you're literally contradicting yourself because you were saying that you don't want it on Xbox and this should be on PlayStation, and they'll sell more if you put it on PlayStation. But like, wouldn't you ultimately sell the most if you had it on everything? Like if it was an actual multiplayer again? But it's like, do you think that Phil Spencer and Aaron Greenberg give a fuck about this? Like, they don't, bro. They bought Bethesda for a reason. That's an investment. Can you like say it? Do you know what an investment is, kid?
Now, JV, let me tell you right now. I could give you 7.5 billion reasons why they're wrong.
Exactly, like, bro, they have the money to spend, and they chose it because they want to do things like this. They saw that Bethesda had this, in the back pocket. They're like, all right, like, we're going to take you all of your IPs, and we are going to get it cracking. Like, this is not going to happen. And this I really hate that console wars are still a thing in 2023, and we're going to get even further into it in the next conversation that we're going to have. But like, this is ridiculous, bro. Like, these petitions literally mean nothing. I don't even know why people still do petitions, because it's not going to change anybody's mind, especially at Microsoft's mind in this particular case, bro. Starfield is going to be a Microsoft exclusive. If you should have a PC at this point. Like, even if you just super diehard dedicated PS5 or super diehard dedicated Xbox, you don't have a PC. Like, just like, what are you doing at this point? Like, you can still play the damn game if you don't have an Xbox. You got a PC, so just get a PC. Like, if you're so anti-Xbox, just get a PC.
This whole
if you really want to play it.
petition is so stupid for the simple fact that it's business 101. What did Microsoft pay for Bethesda? Like $2 billion?
No, 7.5 billion.
$7 billion. All right, guys. Do you honestly believe Xbox is going to let anything from Bethesda go to PlayStation when they invested $7 billion into that company, man? Come on, man. Let's just use critical thinking. That's why I say we need to
told them too. They told them, they were like, okay, we'll give you this game. Like, but like, we're not giving you anything else. Like, we bought Bethesda, so it's going to be on Microsoft platform, like, on a Microsoft life. So it's just the way it is, bro.
The crazy part is it's on PC. It's not exclusive to Xbox. So I mean, you have multiple options to play the game. It's up to you whether or not. And I feel like most people these days, at least that are gamers, most people have two platforms. And usually it's PC and a console, not usually Xbox and PlayStation. But I don't know. Maybe that guy doesn't. Maybe he's probably got a Switch. Speaking more PlayStation news, the FTC drama. All right, so let's give the play-by-play here. For those of you unaware, Microsoft is trying to acquire their, aka Thanos, is trying to acquire their next Infinity Stone, which is Activision Blizzard. Now, yesterday, if we would have recorded this yesterday, the news would have been Xbox finally won its FTC court case. So the FTC is trying to block Microsoft from actually purchasing Activision Blizzard because they claim that it's a monopoly. They want to keep things competition-wise. Also, Sony was crying a lot. We've been talking about this shit for like 2 years on the podcast. So finally, it came to a close. Xbox won the case, and it looks like Xbox was going to be able to actually acquire Activision Blizzard. That's what happened yesterday. Today, less than 24 hours later, on July 12th, literally an hour before we recorded, news broke. The FTC says it will appeal to block the Activision deal. So they said, run it back, nigga. Run it back. Me personally, I'm tired of talking about this shit. So I'm hoping Ethos has an interesting take on this all.
I don't. I'm tired of talking about this. I want this shit to be over. We're just doing circles for no reason. We know what's going to happen. The end result will be they will get their hands on Activision Blizzard. That is the end game. There's no possible. We're just literally running around with our dicks in our hands, just waiting for them to resolve this. It's pointless. The FTC already embarrassed themselves once. They're going to appeal all they want. They're going to say the judge is biased, all this crap, and the CMA and all this crap. All we know is what's happening is there's going to be concessions, and people will finally just, we'll do this to make agreements, hands will be shook, money will be exchanged, it'll be all over, and by hopefully next year, all the damn Activision games will be on the Game Pass, and it is what it is.
Let me tell you something, man. When it's all said and done, regardless of how you feel about the game from a mechanic standpoint, and whether or not it's fun, I don't want to hear anybody say that Call of Duty is not important, because most of this is over fucking Call of Duty. This is ridiculous. These motherfuckers is going to war. I think my favorite thing to come out of this whole situation is the Twitter Spaces that happened yesterday after it was announced that Xbox won the case. A lot of PlayStation fanboys ran to Twitter, opened up Twitter Spaces, and just started ranting about how they felt, about how upset they were. And I got an amazing quote out of it. Ethos was actually sitting in one, and it said he was listening. So I hopped in there and said, what is this motherfucker listening to, right? The first thing I heard come out this Sony pony's mouth is, well, Sony needs to get a get back. So they're probably going to acquire a company like Rockstar, which trust me, Rockstar's not for sale, nigga. Two, I don't think you understand how big GTA is alone. Well, he was saying actually Take-Two Interactive, which is the parent company of Rockstar, so that whole company as a whole. But anyways, my favorite thing I got out of it was a quote. He said that Sony needs to get the get back. They need to buy acquisition Rockstar. I said, and then he said it like 3 times. He said they need to buy acquisition Rockstar, buy acquisition. I'm sitting there looking, I'm like, nigga, do you not know buy and acquisition is the same thing? What are you talking about? So like I learned some Sony, I don't want to say all, but some Sony ponies out there do not know what words mean. They're just throwing big words out that they probably heard some podcaster or talking gaming pundit say. Acquisition, added it to buy, not realizing it means the same exact thing. Any take on this, Jay?
He's an idiot and obviously super upset at what's going on. So at this point, the FTC trying to appeal, this is going to be the Sony pony's last hope. But like I said, I think it's going to be inevitable. I think they're going to lose again. It's going to get denied, and Microsoft will ultimately get Activision Blizzard. So that's just what it's going to be. Like I said, I'm tired of talking about it. I thought that this was literally going to be the end, but FTC said we're going to try one more time. Damn it!
I ain't gonna lie, I'm petty. If I was Microsoft at this point, because they keep trying to block my shine, I know I said I was gonna keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. I snatched that shit. Like you remember when Ti snatched Nunu's chain and ATL? Give me that shit, nigga. This shit exclusive to Xbox now.
Like, no, y'all was coming at us. The FTC was coming at us. The UK was coming at us. Fuck y'all. That's what I was saying.
Buy an Xbox.
I'm like the Switches. I'm like the Switches go get it. Hey, Nintendo. All right, you got it.
You cool with us? All right.
But I'm gonna be sitting here laughing at it all, not caring because I own every platform. I'm not a console fanboy.
Nope.
But yeah, interesting news. So I'm pretty sure we'll probably talk about this again in the next podcast when there's another update, because there will be, now that there's been an appeal. At the bare minimum, next podcast you'll probably hear whether or not that appeal went through, or if they're just going to let the buy go through. I don't know. We'll see. Let's move on to the other showcase that happened since the last podcast. Ubisoft Forward, they had their big showcase where they revealed a lot of their different games that are coming in 2023, 2024. The heavy hitter is they've been working on an action, and we've been hearing about this for like the last year. They're working on an open world Star Wars game, and it's called Star Wars Outlaw. Apparently this takes place between episode 4 and 5, I believe. And you're playing as a new, what would you call it? Like space pirate, like a Han Solo type of character, a rebel. I don't know. Yeah, a smuggler. Okay. Yeah, you're playing like a smuggler in this open world game. I can't really tell what the story is about, but it's like a third person action cover shooter. I'll play like the gameplay here. Like I said, open world Star Wars, original story, original character. One thing that was pretty impressive in the gameplay to me is how they went from the ground to space, and it was really instant. Maybe they did use that technology from that game that's never going to come out. What is that shit called? Beyond Good and Evil 2, because they showcased it like years ago.
Damn, I forgot about that.
Yeah, they showcased that same technology in Beyond Good and Evil 2, and I think they put it in this game. But yeah, you're a big Star Wars fan, big Jedi Survivor fan, Ethos. How you feeling about Outlaws, new Star Wars game?
Obviously, as a Star Wars fan, I don't like this because there's a woman I have to play as.
Damn.
All right. And now that we're done doing our impression of the weird side of the internet, it's just too woke. It's too woke.
Just too woke. I have to play a woman, but it was bad enough I had to play as a ginger. Okay, that was one thing. Now you make me play as a woman. This is getting too much. I thought it looked cool. I mean, I don't think I was like mind blown by it because it was just like, okay, it's just like am I going to play another Ubisoft open world game that's just in Star Wars? I don't know how excited I am to do that, but I thought it looked cool.
My first impressions, meh. The graphics were nice. Had some nice transitions between cutscenes and gameplay. When she was on foot, it looked pretty smooth and the shooting looked intuitive, but I didn't really see anything from the shooting gameplay that was like super original. It looked like, it looked like Uncharted, like Gears of War, like another third person shooter. So I think what's really gonna have to, and they're gonna have to showcase this in the future, I need to see what kind of unique ability she has, because if it's just a third person shooter, and then on top of that, in the section where she actually got away from, I think she was running from the Empire, because she like scammed that general or whatever. She hopped on the bike, and that section where she was on the bike, that shit looked janky as fuck. Like it was like really stiff. So it's like I would say it looks all right, but I don't know. Like I'm looking at the gameplay again in the shooting section. She's shooting at red barrels. I'm like, and then they explode. I'm like, come on, we've seen red barrels before. Come on. So I need to see what kind of RPG elements are in this to get me excited, and the story's got to be fire. But I would say I keep an eye on it, but I'm not super excited. What about you, Jay?
Yeah, I'm hoping that this game will grow on me. You know, coming from Jedi Survivor, it's like, bro, Jedi, we had force powers, we had an open world, like it was a really good story. And then going to this, it's like, yeah, it's like really open world, but you just have like, I don't know, standard, just hide behind cover shooting mechanics. And then, you know, the space part was again fine, but I'm just hoping that the story will like blow me away if this is, you know, just if this is going to be the majority of what we're going to be playing. Because if this is the majority of what we're going to be playing, then it's definitely going to be pretty mediocre from a combat standpoint. So like I said, I'm just hoping that the game grows on me and that the story ends up being really good.
Also, this is another character that is going to muddy the Star Wars lore if this takes place between episode 4 and 5, because it's like, where was she during all the movies, you know? And then also, how does she affect the greater storyline? Like, I don't know.
I mean, the galaxy's big. She doesn't need to affect it.
True.
The galaxy's huge.
Just a smuggler, then, I guess. True.
Yeah.
I mean, but I would still, I mean, wouldn't you want still something like this that they made a whole video game about, like, to be?
It has to affect the
impactful?
storyline in some way.
No.
Really?
I don't feel so. No, because the reason I loved Andor so much was because it wasn't connected to like Luke Skywalker or something like that, or connected to a Skywalker, connected to like a main plot from like the original trilogy. It was its own separate thing that was still about like rebellion. But
I didn't watch the Andor, but isn't Andor about what inspired the rebellion or whatever though?
No, it's before Rogue One, so it's kind of like, you know, it's I don't know how to explain this. It's a really good show, highly recommend it.
I haven't watched it, but it's on my list.
It has some of the arguably some of the best things I've ever seen in Star Wars. But
shout out to Ahsoka, that trailer looked fire.
Yeah, that looked great too. But the reason I liked it was because like there's no cameos, there's no reference to Jedi, there's no reference to Luke Skywalker, there's no reference to.
I'm not saying
Kenobi,
it has to
like,
do
none of
that though. That's not what I'm saying. But isn't Andor's storyline involving the rebels in like?
It's more of just there's this pocket. So the main character, that's the thing about it, right? Is the main character actively does not care about it. It's like there are people around him that are trying to pressure him to. Is like there's obviously a bigger problem in the universe, and the Empire is a fascist organization, and they're beating up people, and they're terrible people, and they're discriminating and all this sort of stuff, right? And this dude is literally like, bruh, I'm just trying to get mine. I don't give a fuck about none of this. I don't care about. It's basically like people where it's like you see injustice happening, and there's people that see injustice happening. It's like, well, it's not impacting me, so I don't really care about that. And he goes off and does his own thing. And then it's not until it impacts him that then he's like, oh shit, I should have been there for those other people back when it didn't affect.
That's gonna have some strong writing then in order for
that's why it's really good. That's why it's really good, is because it takes a very mature look on that.
Hear me out.
Do you think Ubisoft is gonna do something like that? No, they're not.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah, it's Ubisoft. You think they're gonna write a good story?
Though. No, we're not talking about Hollywood writers here, baby.
I'm just saying. I'm saying they don't have to. I honestly would prefer if they don't try to make some connection. Yeah, like I don't want this to be some sort of thing where like, oh, watch out, there's gonna be a cameo of Han Solo. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever, bro. I don't really care. But like, I'd want it to be its own thing, like its own part of the universe. That's like not part of the whole main 4 trilogy main plot point.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
That's just me personally, just because I've been burnt out by too much.
That can work, but it's gotta have some.
But like you said, it's Ubisoft. Are they gonna nail that? No, I don't expect the story to be
like jokes aside. What's the last great Ubisoft story you feel like the last game you played was a great story?
Assassin's Creed Origin. Okay. That's the last one I can do. I'd say Origin with Bayek. I feel like his story was really good. And I don't think I've seen anything from Ubisoft since that's even come close to like I felt compelled about the story.
For me, Watch Dogs 2.
I was about to say it'd either be Origins or Watch Dogs 2, but that means it's still been a while.
It's just because they're black people.
Valhalla. Just to give you a perspective of how COVID has fucked up time, Valhalla came out 3 years ago. When did Origin come out?
2015. No,
Yeah,
20.
it's been a
No,
while.
shit. No. 2017. Because it was
been a while.
basically
Oh,
it was like Witcher
let's fact
3,
check it.
but
Hold
in
on.
Egypt. So no, it had to be because Witcher came out in 2015. So this game had to come out like 2-3 years after that. So I'd say 2017, 18. That's my guess.
And the verdict is October
17.
27, 2017.
There you go. Boom. I was
That
close. Close
was
enough.
6 years ago.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep. 6 years ago.
I was gonna say, like, I don't think they're consistent enough, and like right now in Ubisoft's current state, they're kind of got their back against the wall.
That last
I was talking about it on
ass.
stream.
Ugh.
I feel like Star Wars Outlaw, that bitch has to hit. Like, they need a W because they've been financially struggling so much.
This has to be the major dub.
Yeah, like, so I'm actually hoping, like, because I don't want them to fail. I'm actually really hoping
No.
this game turns out great. Because Ubisoft,
Well, I
jokes
said-
aside, they've made some of my favorite games.
They have.
Got the Star Wars IP, so you better hit a banger.
You better hit the banger.
And if they
man.
fuck it up, I'm not gonna lie, the internet's gonna because it's like it's like Gotham Knights. They gave you the Batman IP. How did you fuck that up, bro?
Okay,
Like,
Well, I mean, EA fucked up the Battlefront one initially too. Remember that? So it's like, it's not an impossibility.
but we don't talk
But-
about that because revisionist history. Remember, they fixed the game, so we're not allowed to talk about that now.
Oh, well, I was talking about the OG one. I was talking about 2015. Remember when we played that? Yeah, remember when we I lost my shit at playing that one. But I mean, to give them some benefit of the doubt, it is massive, which are the people that worked on the Division 2. That was the last game they were working on.
Did y'all
before they
like the
did this.
Division 2?
Yeah, you liked
The
it
Division
too.
was actually all right.
You literally reviewed it and said it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was like
You said you enjoyed it. You said you enjoyed it. You were like,
yeah,
it's
but
pretty
it's
good.
like
What do you mean? It's pretty good. It wasn't bad. It was pretty good.
Hey, it was cool.
Compared to other
Like,
looter shooters, it was actually pretty
it's
solid.
cool, but
It
like,
was cool. It was
alright,
cool.
you know,
It was cool. It was like it was no Destiny. It was no 6 out of 10. I'm just like, it was pretty solid. It was like maybe a 7, maybe a 7, maybe. It wasn't bad. Story made sense. It was alright. It was a good time passer.
We'll see.
know?
We'll see.
We'll see what
The
happens.
jury's out. I got to see more. They need to do a trailer that shows more of her skill tree and like more of like what her character can do as a whole, for me to get excited with the gameplay. Another thing that was revealed during the Ubisoft Forward was Avatar Pandora Tomorrow. This is the game I swear we've been hearing about for like the past 5 years. Ubisoft been working on that Avatar game. They finally showed the gameplay, and in my humble opinion, this looks like Far Cry with blue people. And it just does not look fun to me at all. What about y'all? What do y'all think?
I watched the Avatar movie 2 days ago, and I actually kind of enjoyed it. I didn't think it was as
You
bad.
talking about
as
Avatar
it
2 or 1?
I'm talking about the water one. The water,
Yeah, the
Way of the
second one.
Water.
Yeah,
I watched it on
Way of
Disney
Water.
Plus. Yeah, I watched it when
Oh,
that
it's on
whole
there?
emergency.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's on
watched
there now.
it. Yeah, when I was out.
I had to watch it.
It's on
Yeah,
Max too, which is weird. I don't know how they did that, but it's on Disney Plus and Max.
Yeah,
That's
but I
okay,
watched
the
it
same
on there. Yeah, I watched it with the IMAX enhanced thingamabob. I was watching it on with HDR on. I was like, wow, this looks phenomenal. I actually didn't fall asleep the whole time. I was very surprised. I watched the whole 3 hours of it, didn't fall asleep. I was like, okay, I see why there's a fandom for this. I was surprised, but
What kind of
I don't
review
think
is that?
what
Just-
I didn't fall asleep for it.
Like, I don't know if that's a compliment. I didn't fall asleep. Like, just saying it's good.
3 hours.
Like, to
It
me,
wasn't boring.
okay,
3
let's
hours is very
the way
hard
my
for me.
brain interprets that. Oh, I didn't fall asleep. It wasn't that good. That's the way I interpret it. Like,
In full context, the reason why I say that's a feat is because I started watching it at 12 o'clock. So basically, it was from 12 a.m. to like 3 a.m. in the morning. So high probability I would fall asleep. Yeah,
All right.
high probability I would have fell asleep watching, but I didn't.
Context matters. Say that next time.
So I watched it all the way through. I was like, wow, that was actually pretty cool. There's like some little nitpicks I had about it, but overall, I was like, I enjoyed watching this movie. And if you had asked me before I watched the movie what I thought about this game, I'd be like, I don't give a fuck. But now that I've watched the movie about it, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I might play the game. I might give it a try. I don't think I'm like excited for it, but I'm willing
It's
to give
open world, right?
it a shot.
Could be a lot of stuff riddled on that map. Ubisoft, baby.
Oh man,
That gunplay literally looked like a Far Cry.
why would you
mission with it.
remind me of that?
You can't tell me when he went in that mission where like he was sneaking into that little metallic base.
the mission
It
and
looked
sliding.
exactly like a Far Cry base, bro. You cannot tell me it doesn't.
It's Far
Like,
Cry
I
in the
just want
Avatar
to
universe.
shoot. I just want to shoot a bow and arrow, bro.
I really got upset when I found out that this was an FPS. I'm like, really? Like, this should
why
not
is this
have been an
not
Aren't the
third
FPS.
avatars like 7 foot? I want to see my character
They're
beat some ass.
massive.
I don't
Yeah,
want to play
they're-
first person.
They're massively tall. They're like NBA players.
And like, it really does look like a full-on like like action FPS. Like obviously it has RPG elements, but I was just like, you all kind of like really messed this up. It really should have been a different type of game. So like I said, that really turned me off. I was expecting something totally different.
Yeah,
it's coming out this year too. It's coming. It's
You
coming
get to
out
customize your Navi?
This is a hard pass for me. The only reason I would play this game is if I got a free copy from Ubisoft. I will not buy this game. I refuse.
I agree. Unless the reviews come out and it's like reviewed pretty.
I'm calling
like,
it 6 out of 10.
I think it's gonna be a 6 out of 10.
It looks like a 6.
I think it's like
Okay, 6, 7 at best. 7 at
I'd say
best.
7.
I'd
This
be
game gets
shocked
an
if this got an 8 or higher.
If this game gets a bunch of 9s and 8s, I would then be like, okay, I have to peep this game now. But
Yeah.
I would
when does
also
it come
be.
out?
I would be
This
a little
year?
skeptical. Yeah, it comes out December 7th, bro. December 7th this year.
Oh, was there really anything coming out at that time?
No, nothing really comes
I
out in
just-
December.
So, I mean, I might play it if I'm bored. There's nothing to play.
Yeah, if there's nothing to play and like I don't have a backlog, then yeah, maybe because it's in December. That's a good timing for it.
They made the Prince of Persia black?
Yeah, we're gonna get into that in a second. I wanted to go back to what you was talking about with movies putting you to sleep or whatever. Like I saw a movie this weekend that put me to sleep. I got dragged to the theater to see Little Mermaid.
I'm
the
sorry.
live action. Yeah, my girl,
sorry.
it's her favorite fucking cartoon.
Mm.
That shit put me to sleep. Let me tell you, have y'all seen I've never seen the cartoon. Have y'all seen it before?
The
Yeah.
OG one when I was a kid.
I seen
yeah.
the OG one, and then me, the wife, and the little one went to go see the.
So you
the-
saw it too? Okay.
live
So I've
action. Yes, I
never, I went into this one. I've never seen the original Little Mermaid, and like I gotta say, man, like I had asked her at the end of the movie. I said, "How old is Ariel?" Because she don't look that old in the cartoon.
Oh,
And then we Googled it. Ariel is 16. That
Yeah.
nigga was a grown man that she was fucking with. I'm just saying. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like Disney's promoting pedo shit, and then also I'm gonna go ahead and spoil the movie because fuck that movie. Ariel sold out the whole ocean for some dick. Her dad was
With some
right.
legs, so she could feel.
Yeah, I'm like, this shit. I don't know. I was like, I don't know if I'm getting old. I'm like, this movie's fucking stupid, bro. I was like, this nigga's a simp. She sold the ocean out for some dick. I'm like, I don't know, bro.
Look,
Like,
it
I
was
don't
a
get it.
different time. You know, girls wanted to be swept off their feet by a prince, charming or
You said
whatever
that,
it
not me,
is.
nigga.
Ocean,
I agree
so-
with Dr. Umar. Why the man gotta be white? What's going on with that?
Hey, hold on. And then check this out, JG, right? I was sitting in the movie theater and I was like, did it feel like it was forced diversity to you? He has like,
Absolutely.
he had, this
Absolutely.
nigga, the dad was white ethos, the king. He had a black daughter, a Asian, a fucking Indian, a white. I'm like, how you got all
the
these?
same woman? The
Yeah,
same
I'm
woman?
like, how you have all these
Yeah.
multicultural daughters? I'm like, what the fuck is this shit,
Did he,
bro?
did he
How
fuck
many-
different women? Like,
Yeah, how many
I can't
moms?
believe I'm saying
Where
this,
the
but
moms at?
I'm
Where the
kind of
moms?
siding with a certain side of the internet. I'm like, this shit kind of goofy, bro. Like,
Yeah, it was a lot of pandering going on in this movie.
Wow,
but you know
damn.
they don't care though. They don't care because it's Little Mermaid and they wanted live action. So,
Yeah.
and
kids don't care about that. They're just like, oh,
They
yeah.
don't care.
I
Yeah,
saw
my
it.
wife loved it. My daughter loved
Yeah.
it. I was like, whatever, y'all.
Same.
I mean, that's
y'all
what matters.
love
Yeah,
it.
yeah. As long as the little girls, yeah. If the girls love it, then yeah.
Toy Story's better, Aladdin's better, Lion King's better, Finding Nemo's better. It's still better than me. That's low tier shit to me. But whatever.
And it's ranking
Fuck-
Disney. She's
fuck
made.
Little Mermaid, that goofy ass movie.
Okay, what's
Uh,
better, Pocahontas or Little Mermaid?
I don't fuck with
Man,
Pocahontas
man.
either, bro. That shit, that nigga a pedo too.
No, she was older than that. I don't
No,
think
she was like 13. Nigga, look up Pocahontas. Yeah. You didn't
Hold
know that,
on.
did you? They
I didn't
made
think
they
about
made
ages
her
either when I
Hold
first
on.
saw
they
it.
made her grown in the
I didn't
movie,
think
but look up how old she
Yeah, I was
actually
saying in the
was.
movie. I remember she was like, hold on.
Yeah.
No, she's 18.
I thought
It
she
says it's actually 18 on it.
It says
okay,
while the
I'll take
real
that
so historically the real Pocahontas was 11 or 12, but in
Okay, so
the
I'm right.
movie-
Okay, I am right. Okay.
In the historical aspect, but
That's
in
what I meant.
the depicted in the film, she's depicted as 18 or 19.
How
years old.
convenient. How convenient. How
Man,
convenient.
Disney,
I just
Disney
like
on
that
watch,
movie.
bro.
I'm just saying, I like the scene in the Pocahontas where like these white men are dangerous.
Oh no.
That shit was hilarious. I didn't even know they said that in the original movie until someone was like, "Yeah, they say that." It's so
Oh,
good
this
to
is
see.
a perfect segue. We're just talking about multiculturalism. Let's talk about they announced at the Ubisoft event the Prince of Ethiopia. They announced.
I never saw this trailer, so I'm actually shocked. I was like, "Whoa!"
I said the same thing. I was like, I ain't gonna lie.
He's black.
I've always said the reason why T'Challa can never be white is because his character is tied to his ethnicity. He's
His
from Wakanda.
ethnicity.
For Wakanda,
Yeah.
he can never be any other ethnicity, right? But
Yeah.
same thing with Prince. It's called the Prince of Persia. Why is he a
He's a
nigga?
Persian.
Like,
Is this like in like Egypt now or something? Like the setting looks like Egypt.
I think I read he's like a bodyguard of the prince or something like that, or so maybe that's why.
Oh, so they're probably saying maybe he was like
rescuing
from
the prince?
Africa or something, and then he got taken to Persia or something.
The more important thing is, are y'all playing this shit?
I've never really been in the Prince of Persia, so I don't know. But this one looks
Where's the
alright.
remake at?
It doesn't look
Sands
bad.
of Time.
It looks like a good platformer though.
Yeah, I feel like I've played this game a million times already.
Yeah, it looks
That's why I'm not
mechanically
interested.
similar to like all
They
those
call it
indies that were platformers.
Metroidvania,
Yeah, like a
type
Metroidvania
of-
Dread
yeah.
type looking thing. Yeah, I mean, hey, shout out to him having some dreads, I guess.
Yeah, that's one of those games. I'll play it if I get it for free and there's nothing else to play. But am I itching to play it? No.
Yeah, I don't think I'm itching for this. If it's on the Game Pass, I'll check it out.
Yeah. They showed off Assassin's Creed Mirage. They showed off a little bit of gameplay. They showed the heavier emphasis on stealth. There's one thing I actually really liked in this gameplay. What's the name? Like there's now like people that sit at the top of the towers. And they'll shoot down your bird, so like you can't just openly scan the area. So there's a little bit more strategy about how you move around the game. They said there was an emphasis on stealth, and like that was cool to see. So it looks like this game is going to be a little bit harder. But then you get further into the gameplay, and this motherfucker was like teleporting around, stabbing people. And like I read, it's because he moves so fast. I guess that's their way of like representing it. But I'm like, this thing is teleporting. I'm like, the game looked hard, and then they showed that, and I'm like, this game's gonna be easy. So I'm like, I don't know, man.
They said it's more like a stealth game, so JG, look out.
I know I'm gonna fail.
Yeah,
I'll try it out, though.
Are you gonna
I'll
test
try
it
it
out? I'll try it out. I heard this is like a direct sequel to Origin, so if there's a chance that my boy Bayek might be in this or referencing this, I'm down. I'm definitely down.
Is this the same timeline? You said Bayek.
Yeah. Yeah, Bayek from Origin.
Yeah, I didn't know he lived in the same time period as.
Well, he's the founder of the Assassin's Creed Order. Like there was no assassins before him.
That's
he
not true.
created
His
the-
wife was.
No, he created the hidden ones. He developed the actual organization, and his wife took over after he died.
Yeah, she
Went on
actually
to-
organized everything. He made it. Just,
Yeah. Well, he was the mastermind.
How about that?
He was the mastermind behind it, and they referenced the hidden ones because this is before the point that they call themselves. Because I think in the first game, right, they call themselves assassins, right? The Creed, the Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
And this one, they're not referring to themselves as that. They're referring to themselves as the hidden ones. Fun lore trip. That's the original name that Bayek gives after he denounces being whatever they call themselves. The judge when he creates the new like this is what we're going to be built on to like protect the free will of humanity. We'll be called the hidden ones. We'll hide in we'll hide in the shadows and and take people out that are necessary. So that's cool. And I don't know the time period is. I'm pretty sure it's not the same exact like
Maybe Bayek's
30 years
older.
after. It could be like, you know how they did with Ezio, where like in Revelations, he's like really fucking old and he's like, I can't keep doing this shit. I'm an old man now. Like maybe they do that. Maybe Bayek's like really old and he cameos in this, or I don't know the timeline of the, this could be way past and he's dead, but he'll definitely be referenced like as like, the founder. He'll definitely be referenced, I think. I mean, it looks cool. I'm down for old like back and go back to the days where Assassin's Creed was about stealth mechanics and action and not did your weapon have this amount of damage RP elements to kill somebody in one shot, that type of shit. So
Yeah, I feel like I got to see a little bit more, but like I'm interested in it. Like I'm an Assassin's Creed fan. We'll see. They also showed Assassin's Creed Jade, which is the mobile game. It'll be free to play, which you already know means there's going to be fucking microtransactions out the ass. They showed some gameplay for that. You guys interested in that? This one takes place in China.
New. Because mobile.
I say graphically it looks nice, but it doesn't really like an Assassin's Creed game. It looks more action. It looks like Wulong.
Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, Dynasty Warriors. It looks very action oriented if you watch the gameplay. So like I don't know. I would have to watch a review and see if they say it's actually worth playing, but I'm not that interested. The Crew MotoFest. The Crew. You guys want to drive across America again?
They're still trying, man. Shout out to Ubisoft, man. They'll keep trying with these.
Keep it going, man.
That's not a good trait to have, banging your head against a wall. Like nobody cares about the Crew. You could reinvest your money in a new IP, bro. Like just
I know, man. The Crew and Steep are going to continue.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Captain Laserhawk. This was like an anime show that they announced.
Is this related to? Yeah, this is related to Blood Dragon.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I'll check it out.
You let me know how it is, and I'll watch it. See. Oh, X Defiant, that's right. Yeah, they had an open beta like since the last joint. A lot of people love this game. This actually might be the game that low-key saves Ubisoft because it's free to play. They can it can microtransaction people out the ass. No, people generally do love X Defiant.
I don't understand that. I
It was cool. It was cool.
I didn't like
Call of Duty basically. Yeah.
Bunch of Zoomer shit. I'm good.
I played the beta, and they were hyping it up like it was something totally different from when we played the first time.
You really think this game gonna be the fucking COD killer, bro?
Bro, I played against. I didn't say a COD killer. It could coexist.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying you think. Yeah, you really think this shit gonna be as good as Call of Duty? I guarantee you. I promise you. How much you want to bet this game gonna come out probably in December or some shit? People gonna play it, hype it up, and then the moment they announce the next Call of Duty, it's gonna become irrelevant. People are gonna forget it even exists.
That's possible until like a new update comes out. I've seen a lot of people sweating on this beta like I've never seen before. Ran into a dude in a lobby and he had his Twitter actually in his handles, and then I pulled his Twitter up. This dude was clapping me. He had like 40 kills in the match, and his Twitter was like, I've won over $11,000 in competitive play. I'm like, it's attracting these type of people in the beta.
I'm good.
I was like, it might be here to stay.
Call of Duty sweats on there, so I mean they were on there, but like Ito said, it's gonna be rinse repeat. They're gonna play this for a little bit just to get their FPS itch, and then as soon as the next Call of Duty update comes around, then they're gonna be right back on it complaining.
What about Skull and Bones closed beta coming this August? Anybody excited?
It's still going.
Yeah, it's still going. They ain't done.
Fun fact: when I was in Malta shooting that show, I was talking to one of the producers on the last day, and we just started, chopping it up about games. He was asking me what games I was looking forward to, and then I shared them. And then afterwards, I reciprocated. I said, "Well, what games are you looking for?" And I swear to God, may God strike me down.
No way.
This nigga said, "I'm looking forward to Skull and Bones." I said, "Skull and Bones." My jaw almost hit the floor.
Like, you exist? People like you exist?
I said, do you know about that game? He's like, what do you mean? He's like, it looks really cool. I said, the only reason that game still exists is because the Singapore government invested in it and they said they want their fucking money back. And he's like, no, that's not true. So I had to pull the article up on my phone. I'm like, this shit. I was like, I don't mean to shit on your parade. This shit is probably going to be trash, bro. Like, they're just putting it out because they have to. They got bullied into it. He's like, I had no idea. I'm just like, I wonder how many people out there are like that, man. That is crazy.
Don't even know.
Yeah, they don't know.
That news is crazy. I mean, at least they're coming out with the closed beta, though. So, at least you get to try it out.
I tried out for shits and giggles for content.
Yeah.
Like, this is the moment we were waiting for, and then they showed off more mobile Tom Clancy, The Division. I mean, I know y'all don't care, it's mobile, and then it looks exactly like the console version, so it is what it is. Overall, though, how y'all feel about that? First of all, overall, how would y'all rate the Xbox 1 to 10, 10 being the best? What would y'all rate the Xbox showcase?
I think it's solid 7 to 8.
And then the Ubisoft.
I give it an 8. Ubisoft 6.
I will give them a 5.
I give Xbox a 7, and honestly, that shit was hard carried by Starfield. And I'd give the Ubisoft, just because I don't want to have the same answer to JG, 5.5.
This guy.
Yeah, this shit was kind of. Let's talk about something JG knows a lot about. Evo. For those of you unaware, Pro Evolution is one of the biggest. I just said the damn soccer game. Not Pez. Evo is the big fighting game tournament that happens every year. Usually it's in July or August. This year, I believe it's in August, right?
Mm-hmm.
What day?
August
4th. It's the weekend, the 4th to the 6th. The 4th to the 6th.
Interesting. There might be something else happening during that weekend.
So this is the biggest fighting game tournament in the world. People from across the world fly to Vegas to duke it out in various different games. And recently, Evo's official Twitter account announced that they broke records with registration. I actually looked it up before we started recording. So the previous record holder was Street Fighter V, and they had over 5,000 people register. And Street Fighter 6, which just came out a month ago, by the way, has over 7,000. And then overall, with all the 8 games that it's going to have, there's over 9,000 people who registered to play in Evo. So this is going to be the biggest Evo ever. And our own JG actually got picked up as press. So he's going to be amongst the stinky nerds covering Evo. I don't know exactly. What are you going to be doing at Evo, Jay?
Pray for me. I'm going to be vlogging.
Okay.
Getting jumped.
What's the name?
All the people. Are you the guys who did that? Or are you the person that was sponsored for the Tekken tournament?
I canceled my combo breaker flight for you.
I
got an Airbnb with Wi-Fi.
I'm going to die, bro. I'm going to die if somebody says that.
Freaking. So are you said you're gonna vlog? Are you gonna try to like interview any players or anything like that? Or
yeah. I'm gonna catch some people I know and try to see what's up with them.
So if you see JG out there on the floor at Evo, say what up. Shane, nothing too crazy.
Yeah, somebody already asked. I was like, you know what? I was like, I respect you for asking. He was like, can I come up and ask for a pic? He was like, if your mental's good. I was like, you know what? I was like, sure, man, absolutely. I was like, bro, I respect you asking that, bro.
JG, famous as fuck.
Respect my boundaries.
Famous JG.
But I'm always humble, man. I'm humble. I'm friendly. Like I say, you can anybody who listens to this podcast, if you're gonna be at Evo, don't be afraid to say what's up. I know some of y'all are awkward, but y'all still, rock with us. Y'all listen to us and support us. So like I said, I will always show love to everybody. So just don't be a weirdo. Don't be walking up saying some weird stuff. Please don't walk up and be like, hey man, I thought you were taller. Like if you've been rocking with us for a minute, I'm 5'5". Like I'm not a tall person. So that's the only thing I said. That's the only thing that I say. Please don't say that. Like, oh, I thought you were taller. Like I know, bro. I know.
It's 21% flare up. I was genuinely surprised that Marvel vs. Capcom 3 got 1,300 people to sign up to play.
Bro, the game is still popular. The only reason the ultimate
I didn't know.
The only reason why Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 ended up phasing out because the Infinite came out, right?
Yeah.
And Infinite ended up being trash. Nobody liked Infinite at all. So they stopped playing it because literally like all the people that were playing it, they were like, nah, fuck this, I'm not playing Infinite. So they somehow brung Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 back. I think they got enough, people who were interested in it because like it was on the side for some years and they brought it back. So I'm impressed with Marvel vs. Capcom getting over 1,300. It's the 4th highest entry game, and that game is old. So
yeah, I did not know it was still. I did not know Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was still popular. I thought gaming was stale this entire time, but here I am thinking, here I am finding out that is alive and kicking.
Yeah, it's also very interesting that like so many people were messing with Street Fighter 6. Like I said, Street Fighter 5 left a stale taste in a lot of people's mouth. Because last year, for the first time, Guilty Gear had the main stage on Sunday for the finals, and I was like, that just never happens. Street Fighter always gets that slot, so Street Fighter is definitely going to get the main slot again because you have 7,000 entrants. That's crazy because you almost triple what Guilty Gear Strive had in entrance. So shout out to them, man. Street Fighter 6 is a good game. It's breaking records all over the place.
I am excited to watch Street Fighter 6. I've been playing it heavy, so I'm excited to watch because I want to see what some of these pros do so I can learn some of this shit and steal
I see some tech. You try to get some tech.
Yeah. Like people have been putting out tier lists and shit like that. And I remember I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, them tier lists do not matter because once Evo happens, that shit will change. Because everybody be like, oh, this character's trash, and then somebody comes along and plays it. And they'll be like, oh, this character's a god. This character's nice. So like, it just takes the right person to handle it.
That's true. A Blanca won. I mean, Blanca never wins. Like Blanca is such low tier in like all the Street Fighters, but like a Blanca won a major tournament a month ago. So they say anybody can win, but typically in general, Zane Geefs don't make top 8. So this will be interesting to see if somebody with a real good Geef can get up there because there's usually no Geefs in top 8.
I'm genuinely surprised to see Multiverses didn't make
no, you fucking lying. You lying.
What? What did I do?
No, that's not a podcast. You fucking
no Multiverses at Evo.
Come on, man. Don't be Warner Brothers while they're already down, man.
Nah, I'm excited to watch Street Fighter 6 and then Guilty Gear Strive. I don't really care about any of the other games at this point. Maybe a little Dragon Ball Fighters, but that's about it.
Yeah, no Smash Brothers, man. RIP Smash Brothers and Evo.
I don't really fuck with Tekken niggas.
Man, look, regardless of what happened, bro, Tekken 7 is fucking lit. Like the competitive play is super freaking fun to watch.
I'm waiting for Tekken 8. Fuck that, bro.
And
you know what's crazy too? I feel like next year's Evo is probably gonna break records again because at this point, Street Fighter will be a year into its life. It'll still be kind of new. New characters out, so people are still gonna be excited about that. And then you're gonna have Mortal Kombat 1. As well as I think Tekken 8 is probably going to come out top of 2024. People keep talking about that game like it's coming out in 2023. They have not set a release date. I think it's coming out maybe like February 2024 or something like that. But next year Evo will be even bigger probably because then you got the big three and all of them are new. Oh yeah, that shit gonna hit. But yeah, look out for Evo. That's going to be going down August 4th to the 6th. You can watch it on Twitch, YouTube, all that shit. JD will be vlogging, so you know, getting that quality content. You should network with some people there so you can get them on your podcast channel. What's the name of it so people can follow it?
Absolutely, it's called the Hardest Thing Podcast. So yeah, I'm that's a great idea. I would definitely be doing that.
Damn, JG got the hardest thing. I didn't even know. That's crazy.
Hey yo. Hey, my man been pause worthy this whole time. This man came back. He don't know how to act. Bro.
That's crazy. That's hella xenophobic for you to say that, JG. I went to Europe and now I'm sus. That's crazy, bro. This nigga said you've been around them niggas in speedos and shit. I don't even know if I used that word correctly. Xenophobic. That shit I just felt like saying a Twitter word. Anyways, let's talk about another big piece of news. This was just announced the other day. New Black Panther game announced. It's coming from EA, specifically a new Seattle studio called Cliffhanger Games that's under EA. It'll be a single player game, story driven, third person, Wakanda as a rich superhero sandbox. It's still in early development, and the team includes developers that have worked on Shadow of Mordor, Halo Infinite, God of War, and more. And they are not lying about the Cliffhanger Games thing. I actually did my Googles before the podcast, could not find a thing that they have not produced any game. So this is a brand new studio. It's wild that they somehow got their hands on Black Panther. But now we have two Black Panther games coming out. I saw a lot of people that were confused about this. So there's two games coming out. A couple months ago, there was a game that was announced. I forgot who it was being made by, but it's like a Captain America Black Panther type of game. And I think that takes place like in the 40s or some shit like that. So this is something completely separate than that game that was announced. How are we feeling about this, Ethos?
No, I don't really care.
Damn, you don't care about the black man?
Hey, yo, Ethos, you better say something, bro.
Yo, we about to check your black card, bro. What the fuck?
I'm kidding. I mean, no, I'm pretty excited about this because this was something I think we asked when you win couple podcasts where you were like, what's a Marvel character we'd want to see have their own game? And I think Black Panther was like the number one we all said immediately. It was like Black Panther. Yeah, I think it's perfect. You can make it open world. You can turn into like a Dark Souls type game. Like there's just so much, I think, possibilities of what a Black Panther game can be. And I think because the Wakanda is just a beautiful like setting and environment that you can do so much cool stuff. You can turn into like a Tomb Raider type game. There's just so much possibilities, and his moveset is just so diverse of all the different things that he can do in combat styles. You can just do so much from a gameplay standpoint with this character. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it day one, definitely, no doubt. I am curious to see how many black people are working on this game though.
Facts.
That I am curious about. I do want to see what that dev team looks like that's developing this game, because I think that, that's actually pretty crucial, especially for this type of character.
This shit gonna get fried the hell and back if it's a lot of tone deaf shit in the game.
If it's some tone deaf shit, then yeah, people will light them up. So yeah, hopefully they've got the right people working on the game to make sure there's no missteps. So yeah.
I'd say I don't want to say I'm looking forward to this because they haven't shown any gameplay yet, but I would say I'm keeping my eye on this one more than the last one that was announced. Just for the simple fact that they gave us some details on what to expect, and then also the fact that they've had developers that have worked on Shadow of Mordor, which I love that series outside of the microtransactions. Yeah. So that gives me a little hope that this game is got potential. I would say I'm going to sleep with one eye open on this one. How you feel, Jay?
Man, the red flags, you already mentioned the Cliffhanger Games. There's nothing on their repertoire. When you don't have anything there, it's kind of, gets me a little weary. The dev team, Shadow of Mordor, that's a plus. God of War, that's a plus. Halo Infinite, I'm like, oh man, I don't know about that one, man.
What does that have to do with a third-person action game? Like, what the fuck?
Exactly, and it's from 343, so I'm like, I don't know about that one. But the biggest red flag is like, this came out of nowhere because I'm like, okay, this is a separate Black Panther game, but you all gave us their preview for the Captain America Black Panther game, which I looked it up. Skydance is making that one, and it's also supposed to be an action adventure game. So I'm like, why did you all decide to do two, games that have Black Panther in it, even though this Captain America Black Panther, it may be more of a Captain America game, but you're advertising it as Captain America and Black Panther. So like I say, I don't get the timing of making, both of these games, almost simultaneously. So I'm going to figure out which one comes out first. Like I said, I don't know how that's going to work, and if it's going to ultimately confuse they
could cannibalize themselves.
Well,
yeah,
I think
I'm hoping it doesn't.
They're separate publishers, right? Like the only person that controls this IP is Marvel, Disney. But the people that are developing this, they probably didn't even know each other were working on each other's projects. They probably all right, well, which IP, what character do you want to do? Obviously because of Black Panther, of how popular the movie was, and then Wakanda Forever. It was just it's just now the profile of him has just gone up astronomically. Where he's one of the most notable Marvel characters right now in the MCU, and so I think from a popularity standpoint, he's definitely higher up there now. And I think a lot of that has now made it where they, all the studios, the publisher were oh, we need to jump on this because no one has made a Black Panther game. I don't think there's ever been one. I think he's been in games, but this is the first one I think he's ever headlined his own game.
Yeah, he's never had his own game on it.
Yeah, I don't think so. So if that's the case, then it's probably EA me was oh, we could easily make money off this because we're working on Iron Man. So they probably said, we want to do an Iron Man game. We want to do that. Disney was okay. And then whatever, Sundance or whatever was yeah, we want to do something. And they were well, someone's doing Black Panther. Okay, what if we do Black Panther and somebody else combined? And that's maybe the way they try to get around not doing the same thing. But I mean, they're both good games. They're both good games. There's just not any Black Panther games. So I don't think it's just going to cannibalize each other because it's just, now we have one game on the market. Now we have the second one. Because if that was the case, it's would people care? Because he was in Avengers. He had his own DLC story campaign in Avengers. And
yeah, I get that. But like I said, they're both action adventure games. So how are they going to differentiate themselves? That's going to be
maybe the Captain America one's a co-op and the other one's a more single player focused. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
They said Miles Morales is more popular than ever. Blacks are in.
Yeah.
We gotta get.
We gotta get our black characters in the game. Yeah.
And I promise you, if this shit flops, we ain't ever getting another one. Watch. See, those blacks don't sell. We can't do a black movie. Oh my goodness, man. So we go see. No timeline on when this is. My thing is my red flag for this is Cliffhanger Games, like you said, hasn't made any game before, but then they came out and they said that it's in early development. If you've never made a game before, the first thing you should do is lead by showing the game. Don't announce the game because now there are expectations for it. They should have just worked on the game, and then when they had a trailer, drop it. Yeah, worked on it quietly. I think they might have fucked themselves over by coming out too soon, getting too excited about what they worked on.
Now there's expectations set. So at minimum, it has to be better than the Avengers.
And let me tell you something. To the two companies that are working on these different Black Panther games, Showtime at the Apollo, black folks are
gonna
they're gonna cook you to hell back if that shit is ass.
Yeah, they are going to crucify you. So,
and I will be on the forefront of that battle.
I will be there. I will be there.
Oh, shit.
I will be there. Hey, EA, I'm gonna get my EA content. Hey, you better put us in that slot to check that game for you.
Matter of fact, let me give you some free game, EA. Let me give you some.
You better have us help you consult.
Let me give you some. I was just about to say, let me give you some free game, EA. Yeah. When it's time to show this game off and you fly out content creators, it better be at least half black people there. If you don't fly no black content creators out to test this game and you post that picture on social media, hey, content creators got to play it early and it's all white folks, y'all gonna look crazy. Y'all gonna look crazy.
It's gonna look real bad. We're not saying that it's there's no, it's not us saying oh, white people aren't allowed, none of that shit. Everyone's more than welcome. But it's this is a very very focused black people and just black identity and stuff like that. And it's been tied a lot
important. And I always the example I give, I always go back to Mafia 3. When the Mafia 3 reviews came out, nobody mentioned how amazing the story was and all the racial bullshit that was in there that was so accurate. It was just whatever to them. It was just a game. You need people.
They just thought the story was it's all right, and I don't care what the game is.
I've heard the N-word before. I said it.
To talk about it. Yeah.
But then a lot of black people played was like, oh my God, like this was crazy. Yeah.
We all had a different, like, I think that you and me, TBH, when we were streaming it, we had people come and chat. It was like, I'm glad that somebody, who looks like the character in the game, like, is playing it, because you won't have a totally different perspective on it. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, that's right. Like, you watching white people play it, and it's a totally different experience. They don't know anything that's going on.
To them, it's just a fictional world. Like, they think it's
just a third-person shooter. It's just a third-person shooter to them.
Right, right.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
But yeah, we getting Dr. Umar on the phone though. If EA is not, it's not.
Nobody.
We're gonna go into the studio.
Black people. Yeah, nah, bro.
Nobody crisis.
We gonna let him know. We gonna let him know.
Yo, this one kind of flew under the radar. I really haven't seen too many people talking about it. Did y'all see there was a new Avatar video game announced and it has co-op?
Missed it.
Yeah, it's called Avatar: The Last Airbender: Quest for Balance.
Sounds like a mobile game.
It's a console game. Get your first look at Avatar: Quest for Balance. The upcoming action adventure game will let you play solo or 2-player local or online co-op as your choice of 9 different Avatar or Airbender characters. It's coming to PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and the Xbox Series. Now, if you look at the trailer, it looks like ass, so don't get excited.
It doesn't look terrible.
It doesn't look terrible, but it's not pushing any boundaries.
It looks like a generic action platformer from like the Xbox 360 days.
It looks like something an indie studio might do.
Yeah, I'm curious. Is this an original story? That's the only way I would be interested in this.
It's who made this. It doesn't even say on the
Batang Games.
Oh, Batang.
I don't know what they've made. I'm about to Google this shit. Batang.
Batang Games, huh?
Google Batang. I'm on their website. Let's see, what games have y'all made? Console and mobile.
Oh hell nah!
What? Is it a mobile video?
Nickelodeon, Kart Racers, Power Rangers Mega Battle. It's a bunch of like weird ass mobile games.
This is definitely some mobile shit.
Oh no!
Why do they keep doing this to Avatar? I wonder if Nickelodeon knows how much people love Avatar. Like, why y'all keep doing this? And it's crazy because Avatar is due for an amazing video. It's such an amazing world, amazing characters. Why y'all fucking it up? Give it to Insomniac. Let's talk about what really matters, y'all. NBA 2K24 is going to have crossplay. It's been confirmed. Let's talk about it.
I'll be right back.
Boy, the community about to go insane.
So, and just so you're aware, only the current gen version, which by the way, dear 2K niggas, current gen is PS5 and the Xbox Series. Last gen is PS4 and Xbox One. For some reason, the 2K community keeps calling the PS4 current gen. It is not current gen.
It's hard for them to let it go, man. It's hard for them to let it go. Their brains cannot process that we are in current gen.
And then the other thing, they call PS5, the other thing is new gen. It's not new gen. It's been out for 3 years.
New gen.
It's because they don't play no games. They don't know. Anyways, it's been confirmed for current gen only, meaning PS5 and Xbox Series crossplay. They said it will be available in every game mode. So you'll be able to get into party chat with your Xbox and PlayStation friends and talk lots of shit. I know you're a big 2K hater. This man really blacked out his camera. What a fucking loser. Is this going to suck you back into NBA 2K? I know you said in the group chat you weren't interested, but crossplay has been announced. And they said, by the way, Ronnie 2K said, they've been working on this technology for a while, and they have a unique spin on it. They can't wait to share more details. What's that doing for you, Jay?
Technology, yeah, bro. Ronnie 2K been capped since he been at the head of 2K. Man, those servers are about to get cooked. I'm sorry, bro. The servers are already bad. They are about to get cooked. I will say the only positive was 2K23 wasn't as bad as previous titles with the servers, but there were obviously issues in the city.
Yo, turn your camera on, nigga.
This guy.
Shit, you fucking up the product. This shit look crazy on my side. Go ahead, my fan.
I know, right? It's just blacked out. There were still server issues, here and there, and it's still not 1-to-1 with the latency. You still have, latency issues whenever you're playing a game against somebody. So I just see crossplay. It's just like it's going to be 10 times worse. I'm just really hoping not. Maybe Ronnie 2K for the first time in his life is actually telling the truth. Maybe they do have some technology that actually makes this work and everybody can play against each other. But just imagine Xbox players and PS5 players all in the same city, bruh. It's going to be terrible, bruh. It is not going to load.
Terrorist activities, boy.
Yeah, it's going to be terrible. So I'm praying and hoping that the servers are not going to be cooked into oblivion. But I have very, very, very low expectations for crossplay. Actually working out as everybody is intending it to be.
It's gonna get toxic. I'm already seeing people on content creators on Twitter talking about PlayStation players are better, Xbox players are better. They've really console warring this shit up, so they excited about crossplay. I will say that 2K23, that was probably the most I played 2K in a while, and it's because the servers actually were pretty smooth for the most part. The city was like laggy, but the actual game, once you got in the game, I didn't really have too many issues, and I think that's why you saw us play it more. This man made a sandwich. That's why you seen us play it more. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I think the game, if we're gonna base it off last year, it's probably gonna run fine. What I'm more worried about, in my opinion, is a red flag, is it was like so they announced crossplay. I was like, oh, cool, sweet, we really wanted that. Then like 3 days straight, they kept talking about it. And I was like, yo, all right, that's a red flag to me. Y'all putting way too much emphasis on crossplay. It's making me think that's going to be the only new thing in the game. And to me, that's why it's a red flag, because they keep fucking talking about it. You would have thought they invented this technology, and the way you niggas is acting like they invented it too. Crossplay is not new. It's been around for a very long time, okay?
Right.
It's great they added it, but let's not get too excited. I'm still reserving caution. We're gonna see.
They're spending a lot of marketing dollars on just saying that crossplay is coming. So I say we will see.
Yeah. Everybody, for the most part, I want to say everybody, but gamers, the critics didn't, but gamers enjoyed the Mario movie. It's reported that Universal is close to getting the rights to The Legend of Zelda, which would be Illumination's next big film. Do you guys want to see a Zelda movie after the Mario movie?
Yeah. I think that the Universal and Illumination did an amazing job with Mario, and you know how Nintendo is. They see one thing, hit up there, spike up to number one, and they're like, all right, we'll just keep this going, and they'll just stick with one company, and they'll just let this one company continue to make all of their franchises into live action. So we already seen this coming. Smash Brothers also got rumored to be made into an Illumination movie. So if this ends up happening, which I think it is, it's just gonna be a matter of when. At this point, I'll go watch it. I think they did a good job.
I'm curious to see if it actually does happen. I'm curious to see how they tackle this, because I feel like Mario was easier to make for the simple fact that like Mario didn't talk a lot, but he did talk. So you had some type of idea of what his personality was. Same thing with Luigi. You knew he was a coward. And then Mario was usually very cheerful. That was something to work with, right? And that showed in the movie. This motherfucker Link don't talk. So what are we going to do about that? And the last time he talked, it fucking sucked. What was that? What was that CDO game? Remember that cartoon joint? Where they had him talking that shitty game from the 90s. I want to say it was the Panasonic CDO or whatever. That was the only time he's ever talked, and that was one of the worst games ever made. So I'm like, how are you going to develop him as a character? Is Zelda just going to talk the entire time? Like, I think they're going to have some trouble trying to get around that. And would Nintendo fans be cool with him talking? They get mad about everything.
They do.
Luigi hats.
All they gotta do is just refer them back to that old ass cartoon back in the day.
You care about a Zelda movie, Ethos?
I haven't even watched the Mario movie yet.
What a fraud! What a fucking fraud!
Damn, Ethos!
I told you, I'm a fraud.
Why don't you tell us what? Since you can't contribute to the conversation, why don't you tell us what kind of sandwich you're munching on there?
It's like ham, salami, cheese.
Thank you for confirming your lunch. That's all I wanted to know. I asked you what you were munching on. You said it, so you're a munch.
I'm munching on a sandwich.
Definitely a munch.
There it is. There.
Other Nintendo news. This one's a rumor. Rumors have been floating around that dev kits are going around for the Switch 2, and apparently it's on par with the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Now this is not confirmed, but let's act like it is for a second. What's that doing for you, Jay?
Not much, because we just had this conversation, man. They're last gen now, so we're playing catch up at this point. Is that what we're doing? We're playing catch up. So I'm not excited about this if it's on par with the PS4 and Xbox One. I mean, it's impressive from a hardware standpoint, but it's not impressing me overall. I would rather not get a product like this.
Yeah, I feel like ever since the success of the Wii, because like I believe the Wii is the second greatest selling console of all time after the PS2. Ever since the success of Wii, I feel like they've just been chasing gimmicks, and like Nintendo wasn't always like that. For the most part, their consoles were pretty tame. Like, what's wrong with putting out a console with some good specs to future-proof it? Because like it makes it hard.
The same people?
Maybe I'm wrong.
You are. Nintendo tame? Do you remember the Nintendo 64 controller?
Whoa.
That was tame? That was tame to you?
Wait, hold on. That was innovation. That was the first controller with an analog stick.
GameCube being a damn cube? A literal cube?
Okay, it was a cube, but it still just played. Okay, you're missing the point. It still just played games. That's all I'm talking about.
The Wii literally being nunchucks? No one else was doing that
You're
shit.
not listening to what I'm saying. I said after the Wii. Then we got the goofy-ass Wii U. Then we got the Switch. Like, there's like crazy gimmicks. Before that, it was what? Maybe... what was the 3D thing that they did?
They had the gun. What are you talking about? The Nintendo gun?
That wasn't a gimmick. That was a classic. What are you talking
those
about?
Were all gimmicks.
Yeah, I said the Virtual Boy is a gimmick. The Virtual Boy is a gimmick.
The Virtual Boy, all the old stuff.
Are you advocating for PS4 on the Switch 2?
PS4 on the Switch 2? What the fuck does the PS4 be on the Switch 2 got to do with it?
No, I mean visuals.
Sure, why not? Nintendo's been fine without pushing the limit again. That's literally what the Steam Deck is. The Steam Deck is literally the power of a PS4, just a little bit more powerful. It's the same level. If they make a Steam Deck power,
the difference is you have the freedom of doing what you want with that Steam Deck.
Okay, but we're talking about from a power standpoint. I'm assuming you're assuming for like the type of power the games can output. If it's to the equivalence of a Steam Deck, that's a dub in my eyes. So it's not a L. What are you gonna make them? What are you gonna make them do with a handheld?
I wish Nintendo would just put something on par with the competition.
How about they make the handheld feel good? How about that? Fuck what's inside
you don't feel like it feels good?
I don't think the Switch feels good at all. Handheld wise, it feels terrible. There's no grip to it. It's flat as fuck. It's not. I feel like I'm
Mario, Luigi.
No, that fucking feels good.
Man, Nintendo fans gonna come after you, boy.
I don't care. It's the truth. I have a Steam Deck. I tell you, it's a fact. The fucking Switch does not feel good in the hands. And if it does to you, then you have small hands. You got baby hands.
I got baby hands because it doesn't bother me. So whatever.
I
don't mind playing Tears of the Kingdom like in mobile. Like it didn't bother me.
Baby hands.
I guess, bro.
I've seen your hands.
Why are you looking at my hands, bro? This conversation's getting a little weird, bro.
What are you talking about?
This conversation's getting a little weird, bro.
Yeah, bro, I'm staring at teenagers.
Let's change the conversation, bro. Let's change the conversation.
Yeah, real quick. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Other Switch rumor that it's going around is patent was filed that apparently people think because a patent was filed. On smartphone features for a Nintendo console. In the patent, it features a large rectangle that is described as a console attached to a smartphone holder via a strap. The description goes a little more in depth on the console's innards, detailing the presence of a processor, storage, and display, although all of which are absent from the diagrams. Unlike some of the other Switch 2 leaks, the exact specs are not detailed, although given how powerful today's smartphones are proven, blah, 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 blah. The point is, they're talking about basically, with this patent, you can strap on your phone. This shit look goofy as fuck, bro. I hope this is not real. The Switch 2 got a strap on? What?
Yeah, we're just talking about this. Like the dumb shit that Nintendo be doing, bro.
This is what I'm saying. Ethos, you want this shit? This shit is stupid, bro. Just give me a more powerful Switch, bro.
They're like, hey, man, instead of making our old hardware.
This is called a strap on. I swear to God, bro. That's just going to be hilarious.
This shit got a fishing rod on the damn screen, bro.
Strap, like,
you can play Switch and go fishing. This shit goofy as hell, bro.
I mean, that's like the Wii, right? Like the Wii was like a strap on, right?
Yeah,
I guess. You remember on the Wii U, Super Mario 3D World, you had to blow into the fucking Wii U pad? That shit made me so fucking mad, bro. I'm still mad. I did it once and I literally turned the game off. I said never again. I'm tired of doing this shit, Nintendo. I don't want to blow the controller, bro. I just want to play the games with good graphics, man. Where's Super Mario Odyssey 2? That's all I want with better graphics. Jesus Christ, man.
Great, bro. This podcast is amazing.
People blowing in the controllers.
Oh, and then here's another rumor. Nintendo is rumored to finally catch up with the times. It's been rumored that this is funny about Twitter too. This guy, I don't know who this is, Garrett Atkins. He claims that rumors are going around that the next Switch, your account will carry over. So if you bought games on this Switch, they'll work on the Switch too, like every other platform, basically. But then if you scroll, if you scroll down, there's a Twitter fact check that says Nintendo ain't confirmed this shit. This is so fucking funny to me.
Oh damn!
It said, nah, nigga. So like, take it with a grain of salt. I don't know where he's getting his info. It could be true. We just don't know.
They need to work on a party system. How they fix that online? How would they do that first?
My man was tweeting at the bottom. He's like, wait, I'm right.
Last but not least, gaming news. Freaking some new Armored Core 6 gameplay dropped since the last podcast. You're a big Armored Core fan. How you feeling about this, Ethos? Let me put this on the screen.
Looks amazing. Peak gaming here. I can't wait. I'm excited. Everything I saw looked gas. I had not one complaint. Not one. Everything.
I'm too lazy to bring the article up because I got the gameplay. But also, just to add for those who haven't been keeping up with Armored Core 6, one of the developers did an interview with a Japanese magazine where he revealed this will not be anything like any of their Soulsborne games, any of their Dark Souls games. They said that it's going to be more linear and action focused. So if you're worried about that, shut the fuck up. This is nothing. They said this is a completely different type of game they're making.
Peak.
Yeah, because I mean, this is the freaking sixth title, so I don't even understand why people be like, "Hey man, it's gonna be like Elden Ring, it's gonna be like Elden Ring." No,
I think some people might have thought that way just because, to be fair, the Dark Souls series is what blew up From Software. Obviously, they grew up. I mean, they existed before, but like Armored Core is not as successful as Dark Souls or Bloodborne. So I think that's probably why some people might have thought, well, is it going to be influenced by it? And they probably were just making sure people knew, like, nah, we're finally working on something completely different. And I think it's pretty obvious if you look at the gameplay. This is a pure action game. This shit looks fire.
This looks amazing, bro. You can customize your mech and shit. Oh my god, melee people off of buildings.
This reminds me of Zone of the Enders.
Oh my god,
that's the vibe I'm getting. And Zone of the Enders is a critically underrated PS2 game, bro.
True.
How different does Armored Core 6 from what we've seen compared to the previous?
Yeah, how does this look compared to the old ones you played, Ethos?
A little slower.
Really?
Yeah, because I've seen footage of 4 and 5, but granted, it was like PvP and it was like sweat footage. Like it was just like, you know, people who were like trying to beat the hardest difficulty of it, and like it's just like it gave me a headache watching it. It was just like this on the screen. So it looked a little bit slower. It looks a little bit slower, but that could just be a developer doing that. I'm pretty sure once like some sweats get their hands on this game, they're gonna be doing all this crazy movement tech and all that other sort of shit in the game. But I mean, it looks like Armored Core. Like this is how the other Armored Core games like seem to play. Like I didn't see anything from the game, but I was like, this seems like a departure from the previous Armored Core games. It still looks like Armored Core through and through. It looks like they upgraded it a lot. Like, you know, mainlined it, made it more, you know, makes it look good and play good. And, you know, I like the movement of it. I like the combat of it. It looks dope.
Yeah, no, it looks good, man. I'm actually excited about it now because I remember when it first got revealed, and you were mad excited. Me and TBH are like, well, like why do you all like this series? Because we never played it.
Shit. That's half the reason. I also love just mech shit in general. Nice. Anytime you get a mech game, I'll definitely play like Titanfall, Gundam. Like, yeah, I'll usually be excited.
Doesn't this come out soon?
Yeah, next month.
Oh, August 25th. Yeah,
it's literally next month.
That's perfect. This is
we out here, bro.
That's a day one.
Be good, man. We got Armored Core and literally MK1 and a lot of be around the corner in September.
It might have PvP too, so we definitely can run some shit.
That's gonna get toxic. That's gonna get toxic.
It's got PvP, probably some co-op like missions and shit where you can co-op with your friends and shit. It'd be fun.
For sure. I'm curious to see what everybody's mech is gonna look like.
There's definitely gonna be drip checks, 100%.
Freaking moving on, that's all the news I got for you. Moving on to the social justice warrior section of the podcast, helmed by our own JG. We got a few stories for this section. The first of which, I'm really curious to hear your take on this one. So the French president, Macron, or however the fuck you say his name,
Macron.
He blamed the recent riots. So for those of you unaware, there's riots going on in Paris. Now, from my understanding, what happened was it was a routine traffic stop. A young man was stopped by the police. The police started going crazy. The guy was scared. He tried to run, got shot, and he got killed. Sounds like America, right? The difference is I kind of respect it. The French They said we don't fuck with that shit. So they've been rioting and they've been protesting, and like the whole
It was a
city's
black
been
kid
going.
too, was it?
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
been so bad that like they were talking about canceling TwitchCon Paris. That's how bad the riots were going on in Paris. But they
It
ended
still
up
looked
going
like
with
they
it.
had fun there too. Yeah, Like, it didn't seem like anything was going on.
So now we have understanding of why there's riots going on. The French president is blaming video games for the riots, not
Here
the
we go.
social injustice of this unarmed black
Not
man
the
being
police.
shot. Yeah, not the
Sorry,
police.
my
He
bad.
says video games are at fault for what's going on in Paris. How do you feel about that, Jay?
Like, holy fucking shit, man! Here we go again. What we say every 2 years?
Holy
Every 2 years,
fucking
right?
shit. You sound like a white boy. Holy fucking
Holy
shit,
fucking
cunt.
Again.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness, malarkey.
this is ridiculous. And this time it's not our American government. It's the French government. Like, so we can't win, man. We cannot win. Like, okay, video games. Like, just take that out. What does video games have to do with this? Like, literally nothing. TikTok. Okay, TikTok did nothing but spread the awareness, because I remember when you started sharing. What was
That's how I
going
found
on
out from
TV, I
TikTok.
was like, yeah, exactly.
The news
I was
ain't
like,
reporting
I
this
didn't
shit.
know. Yeah, exactly. So that's how, we end up finding out the news, what's going on around the world. 'Cause like I said, we're so in our bubble when it comes to America that we don't be, knowing or caring what goes on in other places. But I mean, this is important. Like, if y'all riding for something that y'all truly care about, then, again, that's important. And that's something that, I feel like we should know about too. So TikTok did nothing but just drive awareness. It did not cause the riots to happen. Yeah, there were some people who may have seen what was going on and they're like, hey, like, I want to join the cause too, but I don't feel like it really, was the reason. I feel like it may have amplified again the noise and, show people that, hey, like, we're riding because of this, and sometimes it gets, a little bit muddied and, people start forgetting what the main reason was. Because even, I can bring up example 2014, what happened with Michael Brown and everything that happened. Like, people forgot, why people were destroying everything, because people were just doing some dumb stuff, and they were destroying businesses and stealing and stuff like that. But again, what was the root of the issue? A black boy died, and we weren't having that shit. And it's the same thing going on here. They weren't having it. So, like, to just deflect and just place blame on video games and TikTok, like this, it's really asinine. It's annoying.
I agree. I think the solution is just stop shooting people.
And stop shooting black people.
Just stop. Just stop. Maybe stop shooting niggas. I don't know.
Just maybe just take an extra second before you pull out the gun.
I just think it's fascinating though that like Americans, I don't want to say all, but like a certain segment of Americans constantly call the French pussy. Like, I don't know, man. The French
they
kind
pull
of
it all
turn
in.
up. I don't really see that shit in America. Like, but anyways, man, I hope things
they
improve.
turned Paris into a literal shithole.
Yeah,
So
we
gonna
try to
burn it
ride
down.
it, and the National Guard gets
Yep,
called
come
in
out and stop us.
2.2
Yep.
seconds. So yeah, don't be playing that shit. But I mean, like I said, as far as the citizens, they're showing that they're not pussy, but it's the actual police there. The way that they try to handle the issue, just a little sus, a little sus there.
Mhm.
Fair enough. Another social justice warrior story we got here. This one's pretty interesting.
Fucking funny.
So Destructoid reported on the most toxic communities in video games, and this is based off of Reddit and the number of profanity words used in said subreddit. I'm not going to go through all of it. I'm going to go through the top 5. So coming in at number 5, we got Halo, Grand Theft Auto, number 4, number 3, StarCraft, number 2, Call of Duty, and number 1 is Hogwarts Legacy. Are you guys shocked by that?
Man,
I wonder why.
I went to watch it.
You would think Call of Duty would be number 1, but nope. This year, Hogwarts Legacy took the throne for most toxic community on the internet.
That's crazy, man. This is like reminded me of like the murder capitals that we do here every year.
The murder,
like
the
Call of
gaming
Duty.
murder capital.
Yeah, the gaming murder capital. Call of Duty has always by far been the worst when it comes to toxicity. But Hogwarts Legacy, boy, them niggas were mad this year.
I was surprised to see StarCraft on this list. I was like, they get down like that in StarCraft?
Yeah, I didn't know
yeah.
that. It's just a surprise.
Yeah. Them motherfuckers be slurring it up, getting mad at you, yelling at you. Yeah, bro.
I would have thought Grand Theft Auto got the 3 spot and not StarCraft. That is fucking crazy. And then Halo even being in the top 5 is crazy because that game is dead. Like, who's talking about that?
Yeah, people getting mad there too. Hey.
It is what it is.
That's crazy. PlayStation toxic.
And if we scroll down a little bit further, it goes by console and by a landslide. By the way,
landslide.
The most toxic community on the internet is the Sony ponies, the PlayStation. It's not even close compared to the rest. And I gotta say, I'm not surprised based on what I've seen on the internet.
Not surprised.
Home is some of the biggest losers. As much as I love PlayStation games, I'm not gonna lie. It's home to some of the biggest fucking losers I've ever seen. Straight weirdo shit. Hey, buddy.
Sony ponies, man. Y'all are something else. And we literally just talked about how y'all just ran to the Twitter space. So you see how toxic y'all are? See?
Somebody said, that's because you fucking lack your hearing comprehension.
They need more exclusives to play. They bored.
There's something going on.
I'm telling you, bro, ever since God of War lost out to Elden Ring, bro, something just broke. It's just something broke upstairs and it never got fixed, bro.
How would this make you feel, this news right here? So apparently there's a Discord, JG, that does bounties on streamers. So basically they put up bounties in this Discord for anybody to claim. And if you kill them and harass them on stream, you can get paid out. How are you feeling about this, Jay?
Yeah, we bored. We are a bored society, boy. And it's funny because this is Valorant, which is to get another shooter. Niggas are bored in Valorant and trying to find ways to make it interesting. That's a feat, man. This reminds me of like bounties and like when the Saints did it in football, when they literally had a bounty to like injure people, like go and take people out. That's crazy. It's honestly crazy that like people are doing it. Hey, it is what it is, man. The game is the game. Like you get stream sniping. You play the game for so long, people start stream sniping. I mean, they were doing it for fun. Now you getting paid. Now they literally got a reason. So hey, the game has evolved. Stream sniping has evolved.
Man, fuck Valorant. Last but not least, I saved the best for last.
Damn it!
For those of you unaware, the last petition we talked about on the podcast isn't the only petition floating around in the gaming community. If you head over to change.org, there's a petition going around to get Gaming Ethos to refund his friends that made him buy a game. And I swear to God, I did not make this. This was linked in the Discord. Some people in the community are upset with Ethos. So no, you are on trial. Let's see and read what this is about. By the way, this is started by Cliffy B, the creator of Gears of War.
God damn it. I knew it was Cliffy.
The actions of Gaming Ethos, a game developer, Twitch streamer, and content creator, have direct implications on a vast audience consisting of his friends, supporters, and even unsuspecting members from various online gaming communities. These individuals, lured by the promise of a shared gaming experience and mentorship, have often found themselves buying video games in anticipation of Gaming Ethos' promise to join them. However, the consistent failure to fulfill this commitment has resulted in not just financial loss, estimated in thousands of dollars, but also significant disappointment and disillusionment. The continuation of Gaming Ethos' actions put at risk the trust and financial well-being of an ever-growing number of gaming enthusiasts. If this behavior remains unchecked, it will perpetuate a damaging cycle, leading more people to fall into this trap, waste their money, and experience emotional distress due to unfulfilled expectations. Furthermore, the misuse of these ill-gotten funds for the development of Gaming Ethos game Samurai Zero tarnishes the integrity of the wider gaming development community. It's essential to underscore that if Gaming Ethos remains unchallenged, his actions may create a precedent, potentially encouraging similar manipulative practices in the industry. The urgency of the situation cannot be understated. As Gaming Ethos continues to attract new followers, the scope of potential harm expands. The time is ripe to demand accountability and ensure that the affected parties receive justice. Our proposal, Gaming Ethos should refund everyone impacted by his practices or provide them with a free copy of Samurai Zero. We stand on this precipice of potential change, armed with the power of collective action. Now is the moment to step forward, lend our voices to the cause, and champion a fair, transparent, and trustworthy gaming community. What do you have to say about that, Ethos?
Speak up. You won't try now,
The people on your ass. I'm gonna sign this after the show.
I am too.
First of all, this is fraudulent on a couple of levels.
No, it's not, because I bought in plenty of games that I wasted money on because of you.
What?
I bought $100 ship recommended by you in Star Citizen. Did I not buy a ship because of you in Star Citizen? When the last time we played Star Citizen?
Did that to me. Anon gaslit me into doing that. It was Anon.
Look at this deflection. Look at this deflection.
Anon hyped up Star Citizen for me.
Dude, you need this shit, bro. You need this shit.
Yeah, first of all, it was like the Meeseeks shit in Rick and Morty, where it was like, well, he wrote me into it. Well, it's not my fault because he wrote me into it. It's the same thing. I wasn't my fault. I got roped into it because of Anon. Anon told me it was amazing and all this shit. So I was like, damn, that sounds really cool. I spent more money on Star Citizen than I'm pretty sure everybody on this petition combined, okay? So I took a bigger L and a bigger financial loss than everybody, if that's the game they're talking about, okay?
See, and this is why all these red pill relationship podcasts are a joke, because they act like women are the only ones that lack accountability. Look at his behavior. Look at his behavior.
Etho, the last thing that you did, hold on, before you plead your case, you told me and TBH to play a freaking Outlast game. We wasted 2 hours.
I forgot about Outlast. That just happened last month. We bought Outlast Trials because of you, and you never played.
That's your most recent. That is your most recent offense.
Wait. Hold on, first. Okay. I will take accountability for that. Okay, I didn't show up for that, but y'all did refund it. It's not like y'all got burnt on that. Y'all both refunded it because y'all played for 2 hours. And second of all, we had to pick a game that we were going to play as a co-op thing. And I was like, well, there's this game. I didn't recommend. All I said was it's a co-op game. It's got an overwhelming positive review score. So I guess that's a good thing. I didn't know if it was going to be good enough. I didn't play it. That's all I'm going to say about it. But I will take accountability. I should have shown up when y'all was going to play it. But I can't remember. I either fell asleep or something, or I got busy with something and I couldn't show up. But at least y'all was able to refund your money. To everybody else, all right, I can mostly argue a majority of the games simply because there were promises met. And what happens is you got to understand, right? I got a short attention span. Might have ADHD for all I know, right? And the thing with me is when I tell you at a certain day that this game is cool and you should play it, that means you need to buy that game today and play with me. Don't come up to me 2 weeks later talking about I picked up that game you bought. Do you want to play it? Because I'm probably playing X game, Y game now. I'm playing the new game that's out this month because I got to do that. Or I already beat the game. These two can tell you I beat games extremely fast. And if you're just slower to the uptake, I'm sorry, bro. Then you just took too long. It is what it is. I was just faster. I'm sorry. As for everybody else, look, man, I do apologize. If I had a ukulele, I'd pull it out right now and I start singing a song for all of you right now with my little apology. But I'm sorry if I led any of y'all astray. But I never led y'all to play a bad game, except for these two, because apparently they didn't like the Outcast game. But for the most time, I haven't led y'all to purchase bad video games, okay? They at least have been good games. It's just I had a chance to play with you. And for the people that I know this is about with Final Fantasy 14, y'all take too long to grind that game. Y'all wasn't in the gym grinding every single day, so I wasn't going to be there until I said y'all caught up to the level cap. Y'all didn't catch up to the level cap. Y'all quit. Y'all were cowards. You didn't buckle in, so hey, I had no responsibility to still be there for y'all. Get good. Skill issue. I'm sorry. Truly, if anybody does feel bad about that, you can reach out to my email, gofuckyourself@gmail.com, and we can see about
the aggression.
And we can see about possibly getting you guys a refund. I should also stress, if you don't like a game that I recommend to you, even if it's a single player game, that Steam has a good function where you can refund the game if you play less than 2 hours. If you don't like the games I recommend, just refund the game. It's that easy. I have character witnesses of people I've played games with. I've played games with a bunch of other people before. I've got hours on my Game Pass, on my shit that's letting know I play these games. And I hope that, you'll understand that shit's hard out here.
And the defense of the people, to be fair, I don't think this petition is about necessarily you putting them onto bad games. It seems like they're more upset you put them onto games and then you don't join in on the fun.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to play with them? Oh, I'm sorry. Am I supposed to play with every single person that bought a game because me on Twitch said, hey, y'all should pick up this game. It's really good. And they have the expectation. And they have the expectation.
That's not a situation, no. But if you told them you were going to play, you're on trial.
Well, I mean, I told them to find a shred of evidence of me saying that, and they've yet to produce one. I said in the Discord, I said, if you have one shred of evidence, a message, a picture, a video of me saying that I was going to play a game with you, and I never showed up for it, you can cash that in, and I will re-download that game, and I will play it with you. But all these frauds who say I have never produced one piece of evidence. They said the same thing about Battlefield. I have streamed Battlefield multiple times, and every time I've streamed, I've said, if you're in the chat, and you say, hey, can I play with you? I've always said, yes, you can play with me. Hop on in. I've done it with, I have Tony as a character witness. I've done it with Tony. I've done it with Tino. I've done it with Dan. I've done it with Apex. I've done it with multiple people who have asked me. I did it with Benji. Multiple people who asked me to play X game that I told them I was playing. They all picked it up, and I played multiple games with them. So these people are cowards. They have no evidence. They could have just easily do it. And I challenge them that if they do feel this type of way, next time I stream, pull up to my chat and ask me to play the said game, and then you have evidence. And if I lie right there, then you got me. But until then, I will keep doing this behavior. I'll keep committing to my current pattern of behavior until y'all show me some evidence that I cheated y'all out of playing games with y'all. That's it. That's all I gotta say. Oh, but if you did get misused, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, send me an email, and maybe I give you a Samurai Zero key or some shit. I don't know. More than happy, okay? You know what?
Are you satisfied with that defense, JG?
I'll give y'all a skin. I'll make some sort of in-game microtransaction for y'all that y'all will get for free.
Sure you want to do that? Hey, you know they're going to clip this, right?
Oh, yeah. I'll make some stupid thing in the game that's like, Ethos made me buy hundreds of games and all I got was this lousy skin for it. I'll make something like that. That'll be the name of the skin. I'll give it to all y'all. Y'all give me a little piece of evidence, a receipt. I'll be all right, here's your little skin. Have fun. That's it. There you go. All right.
Hey man, we got to leave it up to the people, man. We got to let the people decide. You already a traitor to society.
I'm already a traitor to America. Why would you trust somebody? I was 121 on a list of traitors of America. Okay, why would you trust me? That sounds like a person.
Wow.
Why would you listen to a person like that?
Making a very compelling case to deflect.
I'm a terrorist. I'm a known terrorist. I don't know why
you're supposed to be the deflecting avatar. It looks like it's him.
I don't know what you're talking about. I learned from the best.
Whatever. Y'all got anything else y'all want to add to the show before we wrap this one up?
No.
Ooh, that was it. I was not expecting Ethos to be on trial this pod, but here we are.
It should have been TBH. Now that somehow I'm getting shot at.
They sent it to me in the Twitch chat. I thought it was funny, so I put it on the show notes. They're like, "Have you seen this petition?"
I want to see who these signatures are. If you
signed it to me in the Twitch chat, I was like, I thought it was funny. I was like, who made this?
Y'all better at me on Discord. If y'all sign this thing, I want to know. I want to know your names. I'm gonna find your addresses. I'm gonna find you. And I want the name. I want the name of the game. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen, bro. Every single one of y'all that signs this petition, I want you to tell me the game I made y'all buy. And then what happens is I'm gonna re-download that game and I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you out on it. I'm gonna be like, all right, let's play. Let's play right now. And then you're gonna give me 1,000 excuses why you won't play it. Okay, I got it. And you know what? I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna record an entire compilation of me doing this, and I'm gonna upload it. I'm like, I'll never hear this. I'll put this to bed once and for all. And I'm not recommending any more games now. No longer. People are gonna have to recommend me games. I'm no longer playing.
Said I'm done.
I'm done. I'm retiring. I'm not doing it. I told Dan. Dan tried to do it. I said nope. I was like nope. I'm like I'm not buying this game unless you're gonna play it. I'm not gonna let people fall for it. So I'm done.
Fair enough.
There you go.
All right. Well, since you're already talking,
nope.
You've got the floor. What's your closing statement for episode 144? Ethos, go.
Thanks everybody for watching, except for the 12 fuckers that signed the signature. You guys,
little shits.
I say little shits. Y'all ain't shit. But for everybody else who hasn't signed this petition, God bless you. Hope you have a good weekend and all that shit. And stay black, y'all.
True. All right, JG, you got the floor. What's your closing statement for episode 144? Go.
And I'm glad we back. I feel like we on some mixtape time or something. Sorry for the wait. Some Lil Wayne time, but my boy here had to be international Hokage for a minute. He had to make some people upset over there.
Yeah. How did that go? How did you? What place did you?
Yeah, you talk about it. Yeah.
I heard you upset some people.
That was like some drama shit. That was some other shit.
Sure.
Freaking I placed second to last, but I was at the top of the leaderboard. So
what happened?
So the show was
second or first. What the fuck happened?
Yeah, I was in first, and then it went all downhill after that. So the way the show was set up, it was bullshit, right? So each person that was on the show, they got to pick their own challenge, and then it was Team A and Team B. Whoever was on Team A, the person that got to pick the challenge, you were almost guaranteed to win because they got to pick something that favored them. So what happened was nobody was picking me in the beginning of the show, and I was ending up like on Team B a lot of times, and then like we would be winning. So then people figured out I was actually good at games, and I snuck my way to the top of the leaderboard. Once everybody realized I was good, they stopped picking me. What's the name? So then I couldn't win. So like people were strategically keeping me out of the points. Basically, it wasn't because like I was bad. It was some politics shit. But I mean, it was a cool experience. I found out reality TV is not for me. It's not my thing, but I tried it and realized it wasn't for me. Will the show come out? I don't know. They said Amazon and Apple are showing high interest. I'm not going to hold my breath. At bare minimum, I got a free trip to Europe. I got to network with some content creators. And if you got to see the live raw version on Twitch, shout out to y'all that showed up. The edited version, I don't know when it's ever going to come out. But I don't know. We'll see.
Like if they like purchase the rights for it, is it going to be actually like that what actually happened, or is it just like this is like a prototype idea and then we do it for real with like?
Nah, that'll be actually what happened. The whole show was shot in that 2.5 weeks.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we got to see like because like when you're there, it's weird shooting a reality show. The shit's boring because you're there all day. But then they showed us like a cut of like the first episode when the cameras shut off, and like it looked lit. And it's like I had that epiphany. I was like, oh yeah,
the music and everything. Yeah.
Well, the music, but also it's my personal experience. I forget that people are doing other things in the house besides what I'm doing.
What you're doing.
Yeah. So when you combine all that, I was like, oh, it actually came together pretty decent. I was somewhat impressed. So it is what it is. But yeah, my closing statement for episode 144 is going to be: if you made it to this part of the episode, what's the name? Leave in the comment section on YouTube, #refundethos. Leave that in the comment section so we know you made it this far. I let you speak, right, Jay?
Yeah.
Okay, my brain is fired. I'm tired. It's been a bitch because as soon as I landed back home, this person's calling me, this person's calling me, this person, and then I got to make videos. I'm like fucking tired, and I feel like I'm just getting in a routine. Anyways, I'm done talking. Thanks for coming and watching episode 144 of the Gaming Illuminati podcast. If you made it this far, make sure to hit the like button on the video version. If you're listening to the audio, make sure to rate the show 5 stars, and we will see you on the next episode of the Gaming Illuminati podcast. Peace. Also join the Discord, discord.gg/GI updates.